We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Solutions got to find a way. Yes or no?
Hey everybody, welcome to Destination Love Live. I am your host, Margot Hudson. So happy to be here. What a blessing to be able to be here and do this show for you every week, every Monday here at 10 a.m. at LA Talk Live. Everybody, welcome to the show. All right, we have some interesting things going on. I got to tell you, get some stuff out of my bag. I got a goodie bag over here. Well, first of all, you know what? Got to let you know what's going on with some giveaways a little bit later. Well, everybody, I had a great week. How was your week? That's what I would like to know. I hope you had an amazing week. I had a good week for the most part. There were some strange things, a couple of bumps in the road, but for the most part, I made it through. Had a couple situations. You know, sometimes life gets a little bit rough and we got to stand up and we got to show what we're made of and show that we really have faith in what's going on. So I'm really happy that I made it through that bump in the road, and I have some really good friends and people around me really good people. It helps to have really good people in your life to help you get through tough times, and I'm back on it. Let me just let you know my faith is good, it's clear, it's not going anywhere. I don't care what happens. I'm riding this thing out, this life thing. You know what I mean? Things aren't as bad as they seem sometimes, you know what I mean? And you know what? I got to let you all know about some stuff that's going on before we go a little bit further here. Now, I got to let you know something about, you know, that they're doing all this information about the labeling, the GMOs and everything on November 6th. California voters could shake things up, you know, in the grocery stores all across America, because, you know, the people in California here, let me get to the part where you guys need, I'm not going to read this whole article here, but the California Right to Know Genetically Engineered Food Act would require GMO labeling on packaged food sold in grocery stores and other retail outlets throughout California. And even when the foods are not packaged, such as sweet corn or fresh fish, store shelves must post a label and prohibit the advertising and labeling of genetically engineered foods as natural. They can't say natural anymore, everybody. So this is very interesting. And now this labeling requirement is not going to kick in once it passes, because I do believe and have faith that it's going to pass. You believe that. It's time, and people aren't taking it anymore. So I'm glad that everybody across the United States, people go out and register to vote. We got to vote on these things that are changing our lives. Our children are going to grow up with some of the decisions that are being made right now. And that's the way it's always been. So let me let you know this. Now, the labeling requirement doesn't kick in until July of 2014. And it would not apply to what's served in restaurants, like the salad bars and the neighborhood bake sales and different things, and won't apply to food from animals. It won't apply to food that's fed to animals. So animals can eat the GMO foods, and we can eat those, but they don't have to tell us that the animals ate GMOs. So that's the other thing. So when you eat out, that's the risk that you take. So everybody, Stacy Malkin, media director of the California Right to Know initiative, to label the GMO foods. Here, let me get some volume on this thing here. So let me just let you know what's going on here. I think that a lot of people have been hearing so many different things about these GMOs, and everybody's wondering what exactly is going on. Now, you know, we don't want GMOs in our food. We've already discovered that the GMOs cause cancer and all kinds of crazy things, and causes our cells to change, which causes cancer and a lot of other illnesses that are really unnecessary, that we don't need. So that's why we don't need these GMOs any longer. It's time for us to get rid of them and at least have the choice whether we want to eat them or not. So that's what this whole thing is about. It's about choice. We can have the choice of a higher quality life, or you can choose to live on a lower quality of life, if whatever you can afford, I guess, in some cases. So they're saying there's no proof that GMOs are safe, because long-term human health studies have not been done. But there have been some studies done, and actually, you know, we need to know more about these things, but we do know that they are causing some problems. So there is an opposition group called Stop Costly Food Labeling, who's definitely going against this initiative to stop us from knowing what's in our foods. And it's funded primarily by the Biotechnology Industry Organization and the Grocery Manufacturers Association. So we need to watch out for these people. These people don't have our best interest in mind, obviously. A little bit scary. And this is what the organization says. This isn't about labeling. It's about disparaging mainstream agriculture and scaring consumers into paying a premium price for organic products. A yes vote is expected to reverberate throughout the agricultural industry because companies may not want to initiate separate labeling for food sold just in California. So guess what, everybody? The GMOs are basically, they're going to be labeled probably across the country because they're not going to want to do separate labeling. So an estimated 70% of what's on grocery store shelves nationwide actually right now are GMOs. So we need to know about this stuff. And roughly 50 other countries already require labeling. Did you know that? Of GMOs, including the nations, the European Union, those nations, Japan, China, Brazil, and Australia. Go Australia. In Brazil, I love it. So that's what's going on right now as far as the GMO labeling thing. So we got to get out and vote. So everybody, let me just let you know this. Now we got to get into today's overview of the show. There's some amazing things going on the show today. I have some incredible guests. Comedian Tommy Davidson is going to be here today. Amazing man from In Living Color. You have to wait and please stick around for that interview. That's going to be crazy. He does some of the most incredible impersonations, and I've been following him for years. He's an amazing guy and such a warm personality. And we're all going to be all close and personal with him later and have some good conversation, talk about love and relationships and some other things. And also I have a healthy chef. We have a food feature today. So the food feature for today, I just got to let you know, yes, there's going to be some eating going on in the studio today. You all know that I love good food. And you know what? I promise to tell the truth about what I'm eating. Sometimes people think that I'm faking it when I'm on here. No. If the food is not good, I'm not going to respond the way that I do. And when it comes to how food tastes and the quality of it, you know, I'm up on it. You know, and actually, even when I go out to restaurants, I should probably be a food and restaurant critic or a quality assurance person. Oh, my God. So sometimes in a girl's life, she might find herself out with a guy that doesn't really fit, but she may stay for a myriad of reasons. You know what? I have to ask you ladies out there, we're going to talk about this later. Are you with Mr. Right Now? Are you with Mr. Right Now? Well, we're going to talk about it because, you know, I've been in that situation before and I learned some interesting things. And also I've learned from some other people's experiences as well and done a little research. I'm going to share it with you later. And also, everybody, we're going to be talking about today on the show. When it comes to experiencing inner peace, how are you feeling inside? That's what I want to know. Are you at peace with yourself? You know, we all go through parts and times in our lives where we're going through certain things and there's no peace. Peace just seems to be scarce because we have so much going on in our minds, so much in our lives that it just becomes overwhelming. And we're just in search of peace. Well, it's time to connect with your own inner peace. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that and help you get you on the right track to kind of relieve your mind a little bit so that you can relax and kind of get through these rough moments a little easier. And also, everybody, listen, when it comes to acting on your primal urge to engage another sexually when you meet, aka the one night stand, are women and men the same when it comes to casual sex? So we're going to have to talk about that today. Men and women in casual sex and what that dynamic actually is, because it actually affects women in a different way than men. Sometimes men even say that, you know, women have sex just the way men do. Like women love sex just as much as we do. They have just as many one night stands. And you know what? We have some information. I have information that I want to share with you. There have been studies done, some things, and I've been kind of having some arguments with some men through the years about this particular topic. So I'm really excited today to kind of present this information because somebody has finally proven it. And actually, this is not the first time it's been proven. So we're going to get into that. And everybody, please, this is the Destination Love Life giveaways bag that I'm holding right here. And it has some of the most amazing products that I have tried through the years. Some of them I've been basically taking and being involved with for many years. Some of them I've been, some of these supplements I actually take every morning. Just about every morning. Some of the skincare products I take on a regular basis. And I just need to let everybody know the sponsors involved in this giveaway are amazing. And I'm going to give them some love right now. Now, Health Force Nutritionals is one of the companies. Let me get out one of their products. Vitamin Green. I talk about this almost every show. Yes, because I took it this morning along with the earth. I love it, love it, love it. Some good stuff, everybody. And there's also some amazing some natural vitality. They actually have some really good products for helping to maintain the magnesium levels in your body. Most people are calcium and magnesium deficient and they don't even know it. Especially pregnant women need to be taking magnesium. It helps you to relax. And men, it'll make your lives easier because it calms the women down. So you want to be taking that. And also I have some goodies in there from Europa Sports Products because they represent Elizabeth Hasselbeck's brand of the Noji bars. And they have all kinds of wonderful treats to help you when you're on the go to basically try to get your energy up. Healthy energy bars. And there's stuff in this bag that's good for vegans, and some of it, there's actually some milk in some of the products, but a lot of the products don't have any milk at all. And the Noji is just a really good brand. And also Life Well Institute, they're a part of the giveaways, as well as Joshua Tree, the lip conditioner by Human Design. That's a wonderful company to get products from. They have the Buddha butter for the skin. We're going to talk about that another day. And also the Now brand. The bars, they're also represented by the Europa Sports Products. And I'm going to have them on soon, and we're going to talk with them about what they have to offer for all of you out there. And also the African Red Tea. I got the tea lady coming soon too. You got to keep listening to this show. You're not going to want to miss her. She's one of the most exciting people that I've ever met. She's thrilling, actually, to sit down and talk with, and full of information. She travels all over the world, Egypt, everywhere. So we're going to have her in here. So this is what we need to talk about today. We've talked about what we need to talk about today, but I'm going to tell you that we're going to move on because we need to talk about something about inner peace. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break and we will be back. We're going to talk about inner peace because a lot of you out there are struggling to find that balance. Sometimes it's hard. Even me sometimes. Sometimes, you just got to slow it down and say, wait a minute. Let's get this piece back in alignment, get ourselves back in alignment and balanced. So everybody sit tight. We will be right back in a few moments. This is Margot Hudson, and this is Destination Love Life, where love and wellness become one. See you in a minute.
What makes you think you have the right to know?
I don't think you have the right to know.
Who do you think you are?
You want the truth?
You can't handle the truth.
Your puny little head would explode.
There's some things you just shouldn't know about, like what's in your food.
Why would you want to know what's in your food?
You shouldn't know whether your food is genetically modified.
It's kind of none of your business.
You might do something dumb.
Yeah, you'd do some dumb shit if you knew.
Like you'd be looking at labels and making decisions for yourself.
You might decide not to buy food that contains GMOs.
Certain companies would lose a lot of money if you didn't buy their stuff.
Knowing if you're eating or buying genetically engineered food is not your right.
It's just not.
Oh, maybe move to Europe or Japan if you want that right.
Or China.
Or India.
Or a lot of countries where people have the right to know.
But not here, baby.
Here in America, you don't get the right to know if you're eating genetically modified organisms.
Unless
you demand it. Unless you demand that GMOs get labeled.
If there's nothing wrong with GMOs, why not put it on the label? Made with GMOs!
Demand that GMOs get labeled.
You have the power.
Vote yes on Prop 37.
Vote.
Vote, and you get to know what's in your food.
Vote yes for the right to know.
Vote yes on Prop 37.
Journey Sisters is an organization that embodies and captivates women from all walks of life. Our membership includes 44 women that are constantly growing in the areas of personal development and community involvement. Monthly, we offer free leadership classes at McCade's Restaurant. Journey aims to inform women in the areas of heart disease and HIV and AIDS. Experience the journey now by logging into www.journeymosaicinc.com. Toll free 888-906-5519. Journey with no excuses.
Complaining that crime don't stop. I wanna go to a place where lovers go. Do the things that lovers do. No stress, a sweet caress from me to you. I wanna do the things we used to do, say the things we used to say, just let every day, all day. Far away from here, far away from here. Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast. Far away from here, far away from here, far away from here. Just jump in a taxi cab, pack a bag and get away fast. Tired late subway trains, that undeserved fame.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Destination Love Life. I am your host, Margot Hudson. Love that song. Wow. Kindred the Family Soul. They were one of my first guests when I first started the show. I went to a concert and saw them down in San Diego, and they ended up, I was bold enough. I'm like, I'm going to walk up and ask them to be on my show. And I did. And they were like, well, we're leaving tomorrow. So we ended up having to do a phone interview. But I'm so happy that they were able to say yes. We got to have them back, though. We got to get these guys back to LA. Oh my gosh. They sound so good in person too, and I love their love. These people, like, they've been together for years. They're with I think they're still with Hidden Beach, the label that Jill Scott was on, or is still on, I believe, out there in Philly. So amazing stuff. Hey, earlier, everybody, I was talking about the products that are in the Destination Love Life Best Products giveaway bag, and the thing that I didn't tell you is that you have to listen for me to say these special keywords and call in when I say these keywords. When you hear me say next level, you can win this bag. You got to call in to 323-247-7443. So listen up. When you hear me say these keywords, next level, I'm going to say it again, next level. When you hear me say this, call in to 323-247-7443, and you too can have one of these special best products giveaway bags at your house and try all these amazing products that I've been using for years. Some of them are new to me, but a lot of them, like the Health Force Nutritionals, the Derma E, I've been using for years. They have Scar Gel, they have a tea tree and E, vitamin E antiseptic cream, and they also have Tropical Solutions facial cleansing gel. They have Derma E. They have a DMAE alpha lipoic C ester cream, which actually firms lips and tightens the skin, and it does work because I've experimented with a lot of these things. Sometimes I goof myself up with products because I'm trying all this stuff, but you know what? I do it for you as well, so you know what's good when it's time. And people always call me asking me what to buy. They're always at the store and they're like sending me, what's that product again? What is that product? And that's the reason why I'm doing this show as well, because this is my life's, this is like part of my journey. I'm supposed to be here to help you to do all these different things. So, and I'm happy, and I'm very happy to do that. So now I get a platform to do it on. And I mean, I'm telling you, there are people who are helping me to make this thing come together. I got to send love out to Leland today. I got to send love out to Chandrea, to Lee, to my mother, my sister. Oh, wow, so many people. Mokhtar, who's here from Africa. So many people that help me. I just got to send all of you love, because I really wouldn't be able to get this done and really do it effectively without your help. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not going to cry. Wow, it means a lot. So I just want everybody to know that it does take a little bit to put this show together. And I want to cry. Excuse me. I didn't know that was going to happen. But I'm here, and I'm happy that all these people are around me. Good people, good hearts. So here we go. Oh my God. I didn't know it was going to happen. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's see if we can get focused now. So I just want to thank all of our sponsors too, all the sponsors that helped to make this possible, to help my dream come true, being here in front of everybody and just helping people. That is what my journey is called for, and I'm happy to do it. Just want you to know that. So we're going to talk about inner peace right now. Inner peace. Did you know that there's likely pain from the past, from the present, that you could be keeping you in a perpetual state of unrest that's actually keeping you from connecting with your peace of mind? We got to learn to be more grateful. Like these tears, these are tears of gratitude. I'm not sad in any way. Please don't get it twisted. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm just happy to have these people standing with me. It's just brought a little emotion out today. But everybody, so we're going to talk about peace of mind. Okay, let me get these tears out of the way. Okay, we're not going to let that happen anymore during the broadcast because we got to get this information out. Okay, everybody, so lack of peace can actually be coming from the inside, or it could be coming from the outside, from drama that's happening around you. And it can certainly be contributing to the lack of peace you're experiencing. So first, we have to define peace. What exactly is peace? Let's talk about that. Now, this is what the definition is in the dictionary. I looked up a couple different definitions for it. It says freedom of the mind from annoyance, distraction, anxiety, disturbance, and it's quiet, tranquility, and mental calm. And this is how the dictionary describes it. This is also another thing we can add to that. This is something that I kind of came up with, but it's absolute harmony on all levels, meaning all levels of your life, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, psychological, because all of these things actually count, and they all make up our peace of mind. And peace of mind exists on all of these different levels, because if you don't have peace in your body, then you'll suffer in your mind, and vice versa. So you can't separate the two, like a lot of times in Western medicine here in the United States, a lot of times they try to separate all the parts of the person. And Eastern medicine is where a lot of people are going back to get their healing and health nowadays, because it includes the whole person. It's holistic health, because they understand how everything is connected in the person, because physical things can turn into psychological things, emotional things, and emotional problems actually manifest into physical ailments and cancers and problems and health issues. So we have to address harmony and peace all on all levels. If you're going to have peace, we got to start addressing the diet. We got to get things in your body that are in harmony with your body, because if you go against your body and you put things in it that are hard to digest, like maybe fried chicken, maybe, or like a big juicy steak, or grilled ham hocks, I don't know. These things are not going to have a peaceful effect on your system. Can you imagine what's happening in the body when you eat these things, and the body is like, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? So this is what's going on. So on a spiritual level, we have to have a universal love for all things as well. And that's an accurate way to describe it. Universal love for all things. Meaning you're going to have respect for food. You're not going to throw food on the ground and kick it around. You're going to take things and put it in the trash. You're going to respect life. You're going to be kind to animals and kind to children and old people and everybody, people you don't know. So this is where it also starts. If you're having problems with people and connecting with people, please know that you're going to have a lack of peace going on inside of your head. And one way to achieve peace is meditation. You can do it, everybody. I hear this all the time. People are always saying that they couldn't focus through meditation. That I can't focus. My mind just keeps racing and I can't focus. Well, you know what? You can quiet the mind with practice, and the mind will follow, and the body will follow as well. So don't fight the mind. Let it do what it wants. And I heard this from Andrew Johnson before on some of his meditative applications, actually, that I have on my phone. He has applications. If you have an iPhone out there, look up Andrew Johnson. Even Android, you might want to look up Andrew Johnson apps. Even if you haven't, I don't know, I think he's probably on a lot of different phones now. But he has self-hypnosis. And basically, he tells you during the meditation, he says, allow the mind to keep going. Just let it do what it wants. And I'm telling you, eventually, if you just allow it to be free, eventually it's going to calm down. Because whatever you do, you have to focus on breathing and just laying there, doing nothing. While you're sitting, you want to just sit still, lay your head back or lay on your back and just relax without any distractions. A lot of people need to actually start thinking about this. Some people try to relax with everybody in the house, and you can't do this. You can't have the kids running everywhere. You can't have Facebook popping. You can't have the TV on. You can't have the cell phone buzzing next to you. Take that phone and all that radiation and put it in another room, so that you won't have all that electronic magnetic energy jumping around your magnetic field. So, like I said, let the mind go where it wants. Relax. And it will take you where it is that you're trying to go. And when you're meditating, you're not trying to go anywhere. Don't try to focus on anything. Just relax. Just relax. And if it's so bad that you can't relax, maybe you need to get in the tub and take it down. Maybe have a little bit of, some kava tea. I don't want to say have some red wine or anything else, but whatever it is that you need to relax, do it. As long as you're not smoking crack or Don't smoke any crack to relax. Don't do anything like that. Okay, so this is what I want to tell you. Now, eventually you will relax, and it takes a lot of energy to focus and maintain a busy mind. A lot of people don't know this, but if you just relax, eventually you will calm down. I think people just need to stay with the process a little bit longer and just breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And try guided meditation, like I was saying before. Andrew Johnson, he's just one of the many, many people, the light bearers that are out there that are helping people to really transform their lives. And the wonderful thing about Andrew Johnson is he's pretty cool because he actually does self-hypnosis. I've done his self-hypnosis programs on my iPhone, and I'm telling you, they work. It takes 21 days to start or break a habit, start a new habit or break an old one. And I'm telling you, if you give yourself that much time, you're going to see something change. And I want you to send me an email. Okay, let's see. So send me an email. So this is the one thing. Now, we are all guilty of stressing about things a lot of times that we can't control. And you know what? We'd be much healthier if we would just accept certain things as they are and move on. Now, things always have a wonderful way of working themselves out once we've done all we can do. And I know you've heard this before, but give it to the higher power. If you don't believe in God, I know you got to know that you got here somehow. You got to give it to the higher power and watch what happens. If you don't believe me, just do it yourself and give reference. You know, and the thing about that, and I told you about a rough patch I was talking about earlier where I had to give something to the higher power. And actually, that's what happened. And a friend had to remind me of something very important. He was like, you've done all you can do. You got to trust that the universe and God is working for your betterment. And I had to remember that. And even though I know that, and I've preached that same thing to many people, sometimes we have weak moments where we forget. And we lose our faith just for a few minutes. But we got to remember that somebody's got our back. So that in itself should give you a certain level of peace of mind because we can't control everything. We can't, there's no way to do that. And who would want to? There's too much stress trying to manage everybody's lives and our own lives and every little minute detail. Sometimes we just have to let go and let God. Yes, it sounds very, people say that all the time, but it's very true. And a lot of times after things pass, heavy things, you look back on it and you realize that you really didn't even have to worry. You always end up out of your bad situations. So just remember every time when you get stressed, just go back to peace. And the peace should be that you know that everything eventually is going to work itself out. That's one of the roads to inner peace. Now, let me just let you know this. Now, when it comes to allowance, acceptance and allowance actually are the road to inner peace. And these are things that I've learned through the years. I've actually written articles about this. If you don't know, I am the love and relationship editor over at beautycomeforth.com. It's an online magazine with Miss Myra Wallace. Love her. Cindy, you love Myra. Love her. She really kind of pulled me out of my shell and got me to writing. I've been writing for years, but this is the first time that I actually went on ahead and decided to do things more professionally on a professional level. So you got to understand that there's things you have to accept, the things you can't change, and you'll lighten your load immediately. You'll experience the higher states of peace when you begin mastering this one thing. And sometimes, like I said, we're all guilty of stressing, but we have to learn how to accept things and move on. Now, things always have a wonderful way of working out. Oh, we got some great people coming in the studio. Looks like my co-host just got here not long ago. So let me let you guys know this. When it comes to allowance is very, very important when it comes to inner peace. Listen up. Allow the people around you to simply be. Sometimes we get so involved in other people's lives and their drama that we take on their stress and we disturb our own inner peace. It's time for us to get back to ourselves and understand that people have to be responsible for the energy that they're bringing into their lives and allow them to deal with it. And if they ask for help, you can help someone to a certain point. But really, people have to help themselves and they have to navigate the stormy waters that oftentimes they created themselves. We all create our stormy weather to some extent with our feelings, our emotions, our actions. So we have to be conscious of this. Now, this is something to think about. Now, when you're feeling bad mentally and physically in any other way and you're losing sleep, you have to know when to just stop and back up and allow that energy to be what it is without carrying it. If your mate is driving you crazy and you're always arguing, sometimes you just have to just let them be. Actually, every time, allow them to be who they are. I think that you're going to find that something very important that I learned about this years ago. If your mate is doing stuff that drives you crazy, sometimes somebody's bad behavior can become obsessive for you because you begin fighting them and you just don't want them to do it anymore. So you try to change them into somebody who you want them to be. And that doesn't work. It never works. And if you haven't noticed, it takes far too much energy to continue trying to fight somebody from being who they really are. And peace is yours when you stop struggling and actually allow people to be exactly who they are without trying to change them. This is a very important lesson that I had to learn, and many of you will learn. If you don't get it now, then one day as you get older, like my mother said, keep living. You will start to get it at some point. And if you don't wait until your health is falling down and you're having a heart attack and a stroke because of all the stress, hypertension, because you're so worried about things that you can't even change and trying to change people. That's who they are. Just realize that the person eventually becomes more loving, actually. Did you know that? People become more loving when you really accept them for who they really are. And this is something that I had to learn, and actually they do. And you might ask why? Why would somebody become more loving when you accept them being crazy or whatever it is that they're doing? Now, when somebody loves you, put yourself in this position. If somebody loves you, expecting nothing more, and they just love you how you are, even with all your imperfections, how would you feel? And they still kept loving you no matter what you did. Wouldn't that make you feel happy? I think everybody would feel happy if they were accepted for their real self, because I think ultimately underlying a lot of people is there's this thing that where you don't really accept yourself completely, or you think that you aren't lovable for some of your real things that are going on inside. But I tell you, there are people out there who will love you for you, and we all have to start accepting each other for who we are so that we all can be a little happier in our lives. And eventually you want to be better because you want to be free without all of the pressure to change into something that you're not. You can't turn an apple into an orange. If you got with an orange, then just know it's going to be an orange. It's not going to turn into grapes or apples or peaches. It's an orange. So if you don't want an orange, then don't go choose an orange. That's where the beginning. That's really where it starts. Peace of mind. That'll get you a long way. And you know what? And actually, when you attack people for being who they are, they rebel and they'll do it even harder. So if a guy is coming home late and you're like, you come home late, guess what? And you keep nagging him about coming home late, he's going to come home later and later and later. But if you don't say anything, ladies, watch TV, go to bed, don't question him. He's going to be used to you texting him and wondering where he is. Don't even call him. Watch him bring his butt home. That's what I got to tell you. So accepting people criticizing a person is not accepting them. So you have to know the difference between it. When you accept somebody, they're not going to fight you anymore. So that's what I want to tell you all. So everyone, we will be right back. I have my special guest co-host. He is here today. He's back. Ron G. He was supposed to be here last week. He has some important business to do. But you know what? We'll be right back. And we also have a healthy chef. We got food coming up. Some really good food. So don't miss it. This is Destination Love Life with Margot Hudson. And we will be right back.
This is Girl for Sickle Cell, and Sickle Cell has waged a war against our community, and it's time to fight back. What is sickle cell? Sickle cell disease is an inherited blood disorder where your red blood cells do not get enough oxygen. Over 100,000 people in the United States are affected by sickle cell.
100,000 people?
Yes.
How can we help?
Join me today in the fight against sickle cell by visiting me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter at Girl for Sickle Cell. That's GURL4 sickle cell. Again, GURL4 sickle cell.
Let's stop the war today.
Hey everybody, this is Richard Carr inviting you to join me in the radio boardroom for the new Entrepreneurs Weekly Summit in my all-new day and time. That's right, the new Entrepreneurs Weekly Summit is moving to Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific. So don't forget, the new Entrepreneurs Weekly Summit, now Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific, exclusively here on LA Talk Live, where it's more than just talk. We'll see you there.
Yeah, It's your boy DJ D, inviting you to join me every Monday night at 8 p.m. for our new show, Keeping It Real with the Cousins, exclusively on LA Talk Live, Monday nights at 8. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio or watch us on Ustream TV Monday nights at 8. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue and I see clouds of white and the brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Destination Love Life. I'm your host Margot Hudson, and I'm joined here in the studio by two amazing men.
Who you got in the building?
One is my special co-host,
okay,
and he is America's he's America's funny man of love and relationship comedy. I love this man. If you ever went to see him at any of the clubs around here in Los Angeles, California, you will be on the floor. Rawsheed, welcome back to the show.
Hey, what's up? Press the button. Hey, what's up, people? Hey, Margot, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You look awesome.
Well. Thank you.
I saw you getting emotional earlier. What was going on?
Oh wow, just I'm just.
Your lip was trembling. I want to thank everybody for doing my dreams, and I'm awesome, and I look good, and I smell like shea butter, and
I do. Oh,
what you smelling? What's going on?
It was just I was just overwhelmed. It takes a lot of people to kind of help me. Sometimes I need help doing the show, doing different aspects of the show, and sometimes when I really think about it, it brings me there.
That's
it
awesome.
Takes me there.
That's awesome. Because you always seem so together and polished. To see you crying, your lip trembling, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, I was like, oh, sometimes I've stopped it. I've been able to stop it, but for some reason I wasn't able to stop it today.
Superheroes not supposed to cry? What What is going on? Pull it together.
Yeah, I am a crybaby sometimes. I feel deeply, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I see homeless people, I give money and cry, I just be praying for them. But that's just how I am. And it's good.
It's okay. Well, I'm gonna cry halfway. I'm gonna cry at 11 o'clock. Just give me something.
You are? Okay.
Give me a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. So what have you been doing? You know what, before we go further, because I want to know, what have you been doing, first of all? Because you've been gone. You weren't here last week.
I've been traveling, man. I was on this little college tour. I was in Texas. I was in South Carolina. And I was in Seattle a couple of days ago. And it's been really, really great, man. Just traveling. This is really dope, like, to come up with these jokes in L.A., and then when you travel and you see other people like them in other places, and then, you know, next thing you know, you see it on TV and people like quoting stuff that I came up with in the car. They're like, man, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty dope, man. I really love my life. I'm in a great space right now.
I love it. And you're doing really well. You're like going after some big gigs and they're calling you back.
I got some good stuff going on. I got this pilot pending. If it gets picked up, my life gonna change. I'm already pre-famous, but I'm gonna be famous in 2 weeks.
You're gonna be more famous in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm pre-famous. Yeah. I'm popular right now.
I love it. I love it. Keep it progressive. Prosperity to you, Ron.
Yeah, man. What you been up to? I feel like I miss you. I feel like I ain't seen you in two pecan seasons.
We're gonna have to talk. You know what? We had some fun. We had this lady, the lady that was here, Mimi Donaldson, was here last week, and she had her book. She had a couple books. They were here about stress. Blessing your stress. And the other thing, she was a fun lady. What a fun lady. And her energy.
Her name is Mimi?
You would have loved her. You would have loved
Mimi?
this lady. Yes, Mimi.
Not
Donaldson.
Mimi from Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh no.
No?
This is
always mad at somebody.
This is a really cool white lady, just really cool.
Okay, all right.
And she's
I like white ladies.
She's like she kicks it with you. You know, you forget that she's a white lady, and she's like kicks it to you.
I like white ladies.
Yeah, and she's fun. You do?
Yeah. Hey, white lady.
I was trying to describe her.
Hey, fun white lady.
She's
Bless
much more than just a nice white lady. She is. She
That's her
is.
name, white lady.
I love her. She's a sweetheart. She really is. Beyond her, where she's from or what she looks like, she is amazing, and she's very funny. And she has a new book out, and it's called Necessary Roughness: the new rules for the sport of life, basically.
Oh, okay. Right.
Pretty cool. So yes,
Like
that's
she
what I did.
else.
So, but all week I've been working hard. I don't even want to get into this. It was a hard working week for me.
Okay.
And I tried to relax in between because I don't want to just be working myself silly. So sometimes it's hard to get that kind of balance.
Yeah. Do you work out too?
My family. Well, I'm trying to get that part of my schedule.
I know you eat good,
back.
but do you work out as well?
Not really. Not right now. But I went through periods. I go through waves. But I'm about to get back into my workout phase because it was too hot.
What does going through waves mean? What does that mean?
Waves meaning sometimes I do like just regular breathing and stretching. That's what I'm doing most of the time.
That's not working out.
It's not working out.
Breathing and stretching? No.
And sometimes I do some
People
squats.
do that when they're not working out.
I have a ball. I have a workout. No, they don't.
You can do that in the bed.
They don't. They don't. Sometimes when you're watching TV, you should stretch that leg. See how far up you can get it. Just stretch and breathe. And as you exhale, you can stretch more. You can stretch that, get that elongation in that muscle. And I did some of that.
You are hilarious. You made everything sound sexy. No matter what it is.
Put your leg
You'll be
back.
getting toilet tissue off the roll, and you just hit that roll and spin it, and you wipe your booty. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look, make everything sound sexy.
Look, we talked about gas last week. You missed that conversation.
Like
you're gonna have to go
gas
back
prices
and play that
or like stomach.
No, we were talking about digestive gas.
Oh Jesus. Okay, what happened?
Yeah. Well, we'll catch up.
Okay.
After the show.
We'll catch up about gas. Can't wait.
I gotta introduce our guest. He's been sitting here so quietly and so
coolest
humbly.
dude on the planet.
Coolest dude on the planet. He was here, one of my first guests on one of my
Chief
first
Black
shows
Feather.
that I did. Yes. And he is Indian. Okay, and I have to introduce him right now. This is the amazing raw living food alchemist, Chef Rawsheed. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, press that button.
Buy your love.
Oh, and he sang.
Okay, he's singing for no reason.
I love it.
Greetings and one love.
Greetings. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you get a little closer to the mic because we want to make sure we hear that
this
voice.
is Barry White's nephew.
And I love your jewelry. You have a lot of Native American different pieces on. I see you have some natural.
You see the necklace? The necklace is hot, right?
Yes, the necklace is hot.
He said he can't wear it by the microwave, but it's hot though.
I told I better step back some.
Yeah.
No. So Chef Rawsheed, thank you so much for being here again.
It's good to be here.
And this is very important what you do.
Yes, indeed.
Because we got to get back to nature.
Yes.
If we want to have peace of mind, we want to have that balance in our body and our mind. The body needs certain things.
Yes.
And that's where you come in.
Indeed.
We got to be free, just like that song is saying right now.
That's all right.
That's
yeah.
right.
So I heard you a raw chef. Like, did you go to a raw chef school, or how does that work? They got an online class you can take or something?
Did not go.
Did DeVry?
DeVry.
Yeah, DeVry online chef school.
That's not happening.
No.
You just got to fill it out and go there.
Okay.
Go there.
Add tree bark and tree sap. Send.
Yes.
Send
Oh my
to put it in
gosh.
the ingredients. All right.
And he's real with it too, because when I first met him, actually, it's a wild story, but we ended up walking into some people's apartment. We were going somewhere for raw food demonstrations, and we were at the, what is it, the Americana on the Brand here in Glendale, California, and we had just met. We didn't even know each other. We walked, and it was me and Rawsheed and maybe 2 other people, right?
Right.
Walked into the wrong apartment, and we were like taking our coats off and getting all comfortable.
In Glendale?
Yes.
Oh, that's how you get shot.
And this is expensive. You have to.
Armenians don't play. Y'all walking in Armenian house over there?
Beautiful, beautiful place. Yes, and so that's how we
got
met.
cozy too, huh?
And then we ended up going on a hike. He took me and my nephew and some other people up on a hike. We were going to see. This was actually the same day that Whitney Houston died. You remember?
Yes, indeed.
And we went to see that. Tell us.
Y'all was on a field trip. What's going on? Oh, y'all did all this in the same day?
We went for a hike.
Well, we went up on this hike, and it was a bunch of beautiful ladies. Her young nephew, and we came together.
Her young nephew.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Beautiful ladies, her young nephew. Like what?
And we kind of did like a little ceremony on the hill, and beautiful sister led us off in that ceremony. It was really good, and we connected, and we realized we were in the right place at the right time.
What kind of ceremony was it?
Well, tell her about it.
Well, it's hard to explain. Well, we were meditating, and let's just say some birds came. I remember my nephew saw them. He was
birds.
He's like, Aunt, the birds. You see the 3 birds? They came, and it was just amazing. We were doing it. Basically, we were connecting with the universe and with the good energy around us, and we were evoking just good things. Let's just say we were evoking good spirits.
Y'all were naked? Y'all had clothes on?
No, we had our clothes on.
Okay, all right. Y'all talking about some ceremony. Nobody's saying exactly what it is. Like we connected with nature, and we saw birds kissing and
yes, we did.
In the sky.
It was really powerful though, because I can't even explain what it is we were actually doing, but it was very powerful.
Yeah, I was naked. Whatever. Okay.
We were not naked.
Go ahead.
I felt it when I closed my eyes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, but we had
the
fun.
Universe. All right.
So we have to talk about this now. Rawsheed, he actually has a really good health and nutrition background, and 17 years you've been a raw food culinary artist.
Yes.
So tell us about this journey. Like, what actually guided you this direction to make you want to do this?
Well, as we spoke once before, what led me on this path was my first teacher, which is Chief Blackwing Falcon.
Chief Blackwing. He was here with you before when you came.
Yes.
Chief Blackwing Falcon?
Yes, indeed.
Amazing guy.
Okay.
Sending love
Chief
to
Keef?
my brother.
Yes, I got to send some love to Chief.
You don't know Chief Keef? Oh, never mind. All right. It's rapper.
It's
rapper named Chief Keef.
I
didn't know.
Spill my tea. Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
So,
Go ahead.
Yes.
So that was my first blessing to the path. You know. From there, I went on and I got involved with a place called the Gentle Barn, and at first they started off in Tarzana.
All right, Tarzana, California.
And they helped me do my first event that was around 600 people. It was a Thanksgiving event.
Your first event had 600 people?
600 people.
Wow.
And many celebrities, many people were there. And from there, we started doing dinners, every Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we moved to Tapa Topanga. From Tapa Topanga, the dinners expanded, and we started hitting we hit around 60 cities around the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And serving over 700,000 people, which led to Whole Foods. And I put in my first raw products in Whole Foods, and then from there started creating products for restaurants and different things like that.
Oh, so you legit. You got food in Whole Foods?
Yes, he has food.
Okay,
Whole Foods.
good. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, and actually people who, if you're listening, the people who are listening, Rawsheed creates healthy foods for people who are basically interested in taking their health and nutrition to the next level and basically changing their lifestyle to a more healthy lifestyle. Indeed. So you create foods that not just people who are heavy into the vegan and vegetarian lifestyle can identify with, but people who eat pizza, people who eat chicken, cheese, and all some of these things that want to make a healthy transition. You are the man.
Yes.
And everybody, and you need to know that you've been marketing. Actually, the Whole Foods thing is incredible because
that's awesome.
Whole Foods is hard to get in there. How did you get in Whole Foods?
Even as a black person walking in there, they don't let you in there.
They have a long, extensive product thing that you have to go through to even get a yes. There's several years that they have to kind of go through, and they kind of pick you apart and see if you're right for their company.
Well, my brother here brought up an interesting point because the time that I got in the market, I was like this 19-year-old kid, the only one that walked in the door to be able to get into Whole Foods. But what it was the dinners, and then one of my sisters was dating one of the head people.
You gotta know somebody to know somebody.
Gotta know somebody.
It's good to know somebody. That's
Go
how
ahead
it
and date
works,
him for the
though.
team. Your brother need this.
Oh no.
She took one for the team. She got me in.
Literally.
See? Oh no. My goodness. Oh my goodness. See, he's turning this into something. Whole Foods. Whole Foods. And so that's how it happened.
That's
so
how
it
it
was
happened.
divinely, it just happened that way. That it was you were supposed to be there.
And then from there, what I did is I said, I want to help other people.
Okay.
So, I started Taste of the Goddess. I started Native Garden, Conscious Garden, all of these different brands. And I would walk them into Little Ethiopia, the food,
Yes.
her food.
I've been over there.
And all of these people, I just created a corridor and said, use my name, and this is how you do it, and this is what it takes. And now I look at the market today where the shelves at some of the stores like Co-op and Erewhon and places like that, the raw food space used to be, small, and
Really
now
small.
it's huge.
Wow.
And looking at it's like,
Inspiring.
Whole Foods is a new world when it comes to dehydrated and raw foods, and the message that's being put out, because I also taught 180 classes throughout Whole Foods in Wild Oaks. Big groups of people, sharing the lifestyle. A lot of people, in those classes used to come in and they think the concept would be weight, and I would always say think health and everything else will follow. Live health and everything else will follow.
It's true.
And have a different purpose behind what you're checking into, and get into that strategy. Because it definitely works.
Because it does work. Even like now, I'm not working out, but I eat a certain diet. So people they generally look at me and they say, oh, you look like you work out. I put on a workout outfit and people automatically think I'm a professional basketball player or I'm running track. But the body it reacts to the food that you eat.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times you'll see people working out constantly and they're not really losing any of the fat, the outer layer fat, because it's the food. You can't eat a certain way and then work out and expect your body to change. You really do have to change your body with the food
So you just say stuff like, I've been stretching and breathing. That's all this is.
Stretching and
breathing.
and jeans.
I can lick my kneecap because I can stretch.
Right.
And lick my kneecap. Everybody can't do that.
That's right.
You say you stretch your leg out. You like stretch.
I'm flexible. I can just tell you that.
Excuse me. All right.
Well, I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm gonna get back into the workout thing. But the foods are important. And a lot of times now the food and that you've gotten food into so many healthy grocery stores here in California. But now that you're into Whole Foods, people all over the country can find your delicious creations.
Yeah.
So what kinds of foods do you create? What kinds of foods are actually in Whole Foods that people will find that they can go look for today after the show?
Right now on the market there are kale chips.
Kale chips.
And
okay, we were just talking about those. Are they that good?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Look at your face lit up when you talking about kale chips.
Oh yeah, but and then cookies.
Cookies,
raw cookies and stuff like that.
And you do ice cream.
What's in a raw cookie?
Raw cookie usually it's made out of cashews. A little bit of almonds, dates, cinnamon. A little vanilla, a little bit of love.
Coconut oil? Do you put coconut oil?
Coconut?
Oh,
no oils.
No oils.
No oils.
Wow. So why no oils?
Well, I've been into the China study, and you can find the research on forks over knives.
Okay.
And what it
that's
is
a documentary,
is,
everybody. Forks over knives.
Indeed.
Yes.
And it's whole food based foods is where I'm trying to bring the next level out to people in the public. Is about lowering your oils. And getting into more of the fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, and legumes a different way.
So getting the oils and the moisture from our foods versus actually putting the oil in the food. Okay.
So how do you make the cookies stick together without the oils and the nut dust or whatever you put on it?
Dates and nuts and stuff, when you food process it, it'll bond itself.
So it won't fall. I don't need to eat it with some tape, put some tape on it and hold it together.
No. What about the tape?
Stay together by itself.
It will stay together.
Okay.
And you can shape it and make it out to be delicious, dehydrated for a few hours. You know.
So you know.
And what about a person like myself? I'm like a raw virgin baby. I don't know what's the correct. Is there a correct term for people who trying to go raw but they new at it? Okay. What if I want to learn how to do that stuff at home? Like what would I need? Like what kind of equipment would I need to learn how to eat raw at home?
3 things: a food processor.
Food processor. Okay.
A Vitamix.
What's a Vitamix?
A Vitamix is a big blender that
Okay.
has the horsepowers that, like going to Jamba Juice, that machine in there.
Oh, yeah.
And you can put boiling
One of those-
water and stuff in there too, right? And you can
Right.
make soups. You can make nut milks and stuff in there.
But let me say that a little different. You can also use cold water, and after 3 minutes in a Vitamix, we'll heat it up like hot water.
What?
Really?
That's how
I
we
didn't know
make
that.
raw soups.
I have a friend that uses a Vitamix all the time. He uses it,
Okay.
and I mean, I love it. He'd be like, okay, we're gonna eat something, and then he would just start throwing stuff in there, and I'm like, what are you doing? You can pour that hot water in there.
Right.
Wait, what are you doing? And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, it's fine, you know.
Right.
So
yeah,
we missing
I love
one.
it.
You said two.
And
You said-
dehydrator.
And a dehydrator.
Dehydrator.
And
And
what
the
is that?
dehydrator is something that we call like the solar food cooker.
Mhm.
You know, it's vibing off of solar energy.
Mm.
So when you can dehydrate stuff, and now I like to correct this term. A lot of times they say 118 is the max. When you're
118 degrees?
Degrees, yes.
Okay.
When you're dehydrating, but the truth of the matter is that a nut, a seed, a leaf, a vegetable, each one can deal with a different dehydrating level. So
Mhm.
sometimes what I tell people is when you're combining nuts and seeds and stuff, you want to start off at 145 to 135 to take away the extra moisture from what you combine together.
Mhm.
And when you do that, you have the opportunity not to leave any moisture that can create mold in the food. And then you drop it down to 118 degrees.
Okay.
But dehydration can go from 2 to 3 hours to up to 16 hours. It depends on what you're making.
So if I wanted to put like a piece of chicken in there, so a waffle, I can put it in there and dehydrate it.
Yeah,
to
well,
make
you-
it healthier.
you put that-
A waffle?
Take all the.
I don't know
Take
if
all
you
the
want to
moisture
do
out
that.
of I don't know. I'm new. I'm learning.
No, don't do that.
and if you did put a piece of chicken in there, you would definitely have to dehydrate that for like a lot of hours in order for it to
But the
strip
dehydration
down.
takes all the bad stuff out of it. What does that do?
Well, I don't want to say it take the bad
When I'm
stuff
dehydrated, I
out of it.
sweat. Now I was told that the sweat
Right.
is toxins coming out your body.
Yeah.
But it does the same thing for your chicken and the
it-
walnuts and
right.
oatmeal, whatever you put in there,
It
tree
can-
bark, whatever y'all be
It can
eating.
take some bad stuff out, but overall, you're just drying it down to get a certain consistency on something that you want to eat.
Okay.
But that you don't want to actually cook it in heat, because
Right.
once you heat it over 118 degrees, that means that you're cooking it and it's not
Right.
raw anymore, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me this. I've had dehydrated Chef Keedy. You know Chef Keedy?
Was that the brother?
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
He be excited about his food.
Oh yeah, he does. We gotta have you guys
wonderful,
on here
wonderful
together.
food.
You got-
Everything is wonderful. This is wonderful. It's a pear pecan tree bark mix.
I love you,
It's
Chef
wonderful.
Keedy. I
Oh,
see
it's
if you're
wonderful.
listening. Yes, yes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he gave me something one time, and I meant to bring it in here. I didn't get it.
What he
I was
gave
gonna
you?
bring it to you, but he gave me a couple of pieces of some dehydrated watermelon with seeds, and it was
That
like
sounds
candy.
gourmet
It was like candy.
hood.
It was candy.
Gourmet hood?
Yeah.
Candy.
Dehydrated watermelon. That's black.
Oh, it was
That's
good.
black,
I'd
black.
never tasted. Have you dehydrated watermelon before? Do it.
Dehydrated grape soda.
Do it.
We love some grape soda. You never
No,
dehydrated
no,
grape
no,
soda?
no.
Take all the moisture out of it. It's just yeah.
It's amazing. It just turns into like
A
jello.
dehydrated watermelon. That is so black.
Oh, it was incredible. So you know what? You brought some dehydrated foods here today. Yes. I know that you create pizza. You create some of the things at Whole Foods. You have the pizza on the market. You have ice creams and different flavors, delicious flavors, and you have pies as well.
Yes.
So you do desserts. And you know what? I heard about your desserts.
Okay.
I heard that you are a magician with desserts, and I found that out not long after I met you.
Yes,
I was talking to a friend. He was like, "Oh, Rawsheed, oh." And he just shook his head. He closed his eyes when he talked about your dessert. So what I would like to do is you can go on over. I'm going to talk to the people a little bit. But please, I want to see you create this pizza. What do you have over here?
So I have a buckwheat crust.
Buckwheat crust.
I have dried tomatoes that I've turned into like a sauce.
Oh, dried tomatoes? You turned into a sauce?
Mhm.
Really?
Cashew cheese. And then we have mixed greens with some corn and then some spice that's going to go over the top.
Okay.
And then I have chocolate pudding for you already made.
Chocolate.
Okay.
He brought me chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
How did you remember that I love chocolate?
Yes,
I love chocolate. Thank you for bringing me chocolate. I would love you forever for that.
Indeed. It's good to be
And
loved.
feeding me chocolate.
All
You're
right.
a sweetheart. So so let's get started. I want
All right.
to everybody. I'm going to keep you company while this amazing pizza is being made, and this is a raw pizza that Chef Rawsheed is going to make for us right now.
It's
with
a
the
cheeseless
buckwheat.
cheese pizza.
Cheeseless, and there's cashew cheese.
The cashew is kind of like a cheese.
Okay, he said the cashew
It
is
ain't
like
kind
a
of like a
cheese.
cheese. You can't make something that's
Yes,
not what it is.
Yes, you can, because I've
Yeah.
had it. I've had something before that was like a cheese as well, and it was from
Porkless
nuts.
pork chops. It's like, yeah.
Oh my God,
almonds
you
is
are
just like
crazy.
pork.
George Washington Carver was into alchemy.
Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna bring some alchemy in the house today.
See, because as a healthy foods researcher and growing connoisseur of healthy, delicious foods, I'm ready to eat and ask a few important questions. So we're going to start this tasting soon, and many of the healthy alternatives for meats and sausages and chickens and nut like the patties, nuggets, and stuff like that, and these popular brands. There's something going on with these products, and I need to ask Rawsheed a couple questions about this, because we got to get to the heart of this, because I'm wondering, I have some serious questions about some of these products that are on the market. Some of them I no longer eat, and there's a reason why I don't eat them, so we're going to talk about that. Now, how do your products compare? And I'm trying to find out. This pizza is smelling so good. Oh my God. So everybody, you must know that there are so many wonderful benefits to eating a raw lifestyle. And I'm telling you, when you have just a little bit, every time I've had raw food, especially
that,
this
sir?
kind of raw food.
That is the cashew cheese.
Cashew cheese.
Cashew cheese.
Okay, I was talking. Hold
Ladies,
on.
do you like your cheese nutty?
Oh, don't say that. Yes, you know what?
Because that's what we're doing right now.
It's very nutty. But let me tell you something. There's something that's going on with this raw food. You take just a little bit of it and you have energy all day. Ron, you can testify to that, remember?
Yeah, absolutely.
Every time we've had raw food on the show.
I was going to eat a turkey sandwich, and Chef Keaty made me put it away because he had something wonderful. And I ate some cake. What was it? Birthday cake?
My birthday cake.
Birthday cake. And I had
Back in
energy like I
August.
was wired, man.
That was the August.
I was like a walking DMX CD for the whole day.
I was too.
I was
Every
wired.
time I've had this food, it's been like that. Just even small amounts of raw food can give you energy, amazing amounts of energy for the rest of the day. You're not even hungry. So that's what whole foods can do for you, foods that are raw. And this nut butter, if you get a food processor, hopefully Rawsheed, he can tell us how he made his cheese. But the last time, I think Chef Keaty taught me how to make it before. He did a presentation at an event that I was hosting over at the Piccolo bookstore here in Los Angeles. And what he did is he took cashews and he took almonds and I think sunflower seeds, and he took them and put them in Vitamix with a certain amount of water, just like a cup of each of the nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Put that Vitamix on, and next thing you know, it turned into a white milky mixture. And then all of the nuts were still floating around in it. It chopped everything up and basically pulsated it into a milk.
Okay.
And so what he did is he took like a cheesecloth and he poured this nut mixture into the cheesecloth, and then he squoze the cheesecloth out and got all of the milk. It was all milk, and then he added a little bit of cinnamon. Oh, it was so good.
Can you say the word squoze
And a little
again?
bit of vanilla.
Can you say the word squoze again?
Squoze.
That's such a great word. My neck got squozed.
Squoze.
Get your neck squozed. Squoze. Past tense of squeeze.
It was good. It was good. And look, and then he took the nuts that were inside of the cheesecloth, and he actually made a cheese out of it. He put cayenne pepper, and he took like 5 cloves of fresh garlic, and he put this in a food processor. And I'm telling you, with some sea salt, it was amazing. Actually, he didn't use sea salt. He used the Himalayan.
And what was the meal?
Pink salt.
What was it?
It was a cheese. He made the cheese he made the milk, and then he didn't waste it. He didn't throw the nuts away after he made the milk, because he was making nut milk. And it was good. It was really delicious. I'm just going to say. And then you don't have to waste the nuts. You can take those nuts.
It's still bad. That just sounds funny. He's making nut milk.
He's making nut milk. Okay. So Rawsheed, come on, bring that food
That looks
over here,
good, man.
because I am ready to eat. I've been waiting. I didn't eat anything today. I just had supplements. So this is going to be great.
How come every time a chef come here, they never bring utensils? Chef Keaty gave us all that great food, didn't have a fork, a spoon, or nothing.
No, he didn't. No, it's funny. Natural. They're naturalists.
Oh.
Oh boy. So I hope you all are enjoying this. I certainly am. If you could smell what's going on in this studio right now, you'd be so happy.
Is that corn?
My tummy is going.
Okay.
And I have questions about corn. Isn't corn hard to digest?
Well,
I don't eat it for that reason. It comes out whole, right?
She said it comes out whole. Well, if you chew it, it won't come out whole.
Even if you chew it.
Here's what I like to say to people about corn sometimes.
Okay.
You know, the good thing about corn is when you eat it, if it come out whole, that means you have a good digestive system. If it come out broken down, something else is wrong.
Really?
What if you eat niblets and it come out on the
Shouldn't the
cob?
body digest it though?
That's some of the wisest teachers said, let that corn come out whole. That means you have a good digestive system.
So what if you eat?
I don't know if I agree with that, Chef Rawsheed. I don't agree with that, y'all. I don't endorse that.
What if you eat?
If your body did not break it down, that means your body was like, what to do with this? Okay, we're just gonna let that go on through because we don't know what that is.
What if you eat a whole can? What if you eat a whole can of corn niblets and they come out on the cob? Like, what does that mean? What does that say about your digestive system?
That you have a smart digestive system.
You put it back together on the cob.
It's smart.
That's
like a
one.
smart car. You got a smart digestive system, baby.
I just had to say that one.
Thank you, Rawsheed. I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh, the smell.
So,
okay, we gotta have some. Let's see. You know what? Here, let's see.
Had a fork.
Bam. Okay, so we have.
So this is pizza.
Okay.
Thought I had a butter knife.
Okay. And we also have some makeshift plates. You know, these are like.
Let's see if we can.
Oh my goodness, pizza. So everyone, what we're looking at right now here is a raw food pizza. A little different than what some of you might be used to because this particular pizza is, you know, Rawsheed, I want to, please tell us exactly what makes this extraordinarily different from the regular pizza that you would get. It's raw. People probably don't get the concept. You don't heat it over 118 degrees, but it's a pizza?
Well, the crust did go over 118 degrees and went up to 145. Then I dropped it down the last 2 hours to 118 degrees. Because the key is if I did it the opposite way, it'll have a certain moisture in there that will create mold, and then I'll be getting you sick.
Oh.
So
we don't want that to happen.
We don't want that to happen, right?
Oh no.
So the difference in this particular type of food is that it has living food on it. It has raw food on it. You know, and it has no animal foods in it whatsoever. So for the cells of the body, it creates a communication that says, cells, I'm happy. I like this. You're communicating to what the cells have acknowledged itself from its physical form, which are foods that communicate in the oxygen form. You are oxygen-based living species.
That's right.
Okay, so when you start to eat these foods and receive live enzymes and the foods that uplift the body, then you start to react faster. And as my brother was saying, when he ate something before, he had more energy.
Yes.
So that's because cells drives off of what you feed it. And that energy becomes part of the energetic, soulful body, which makes the physical body react
stronger.
Okay.
Because this is something that the body is familiar with.
Indeed.
Foods that actually, we have electromagnetic energy. The food has electromagnetic energy. It's still alive.
Indeed.
It hasn't been killed. So since you had to heat this, the crust, this buckwheat crust, up to...
I'm really need y'all to get some utensils.
We got a piece here.
Here, we need some napkins.
You a chef with no utensils, and we eating off what is that, coffee filters?
It's a coffee filter. We need some.
We eating off coffee filters.
Oh, we have plates.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, because I was a little skeptical about that.
Eating off a coffee filter.
That wasn't cool. We're gonna put those over there.
Yeah, please hide that. Can we Photoshop that or edit that from the video?
Let's eat some of this pizza. Okay, so would this crust actually still be considered raw since you had to heat it above 118?
Yes.
It is.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
I am.
You got a deck of cards so we can finish cutting this pizza? Because apparently he don't like to use a knife around here.
You know, when you hang out in the
You
wilderness.
use a cell phone case and just cut the half of it.
You just cut it.
Got a pencil, we can just...
Oh, man.
Thank you,
let's
bro.
eat. Okay, let's see.
Thank you, sir.
I will try to pick it up and take a full bite of it. See, I want you to get the ooh, I love you, baby.
And the more you chew it, the more you get from
Yeah.
it.
Not bad.
She calling your name.
And that's
Do you feel it? Oh, feel
you're not just saying to me
it.
while I'm eating. I'm saying to her. So is this tomato sauce? What kind of sauce is it?
Yeah, that's made out of dried tomatoes.
Oh,
It tastes good.
Oh yeah.
You know, some herb that I'm tasting. I don't know if it's in the bread. Are there any herbs in the bread?
Yes, indeed.
What is that?
21 herbs.
Oh, I love it.
I hope my corn come out whole.
It's really.
Is And let me guess, he don't have napkins. All right, okay. You got a sock? A sock?
My
another
assistant,
coffee filter?
Chandrea.
Can I use your blouse?
Oh, there's one napkin.
Yeah, one napkin and 5 black people.
We all have to share.
That is hilarious.
I got all stuff all.
That's good, man.
Yes, I. Yes, I.
One for you, and one for Ron, and one for me.
I had to wipe my hands with a receipt. Thank you, babe.
Thank you, Chandrea.
Everybody? Oh.
We were trying to work it out. This is some delicious foods.
And
Now,
can we put it in the budget to get a knife? Just in case somebody come to bring some food.
we're gonna do that.
Use a knife.
Oh my gosh. Well, everyone.
Cut it with your finger. Okay.
Well, Chef Rawsheed, thank you so much for bringing
We appreciate
this
you,
delicious
bro.
food.
Food is great.
And please tell us, because we're gonna get out of here soon. I'm gonna be tasting this. Actually, maybe I should taste it now. Please tell us what's going on and what do you have going on coming up, and where people can get in contact with you. And I'm gonna taste some of this delicious chocolate.
Food is really good, people.
Well, this Saturday, the 27th, at the Gentle Barn, and you can go to gentlebarn.org. This wonderful place, this rescue where my sister Ellie have created such a wonderful place to save the lives of animals. We're having a native night, and the native night is going to be raw and cooked food, drum circle. We're going to have Eagle Warrior teach some dance and some ceremonial things. We're going to have drum, a fire. We're going to have a tour.
You got a fire and drums?
Yes. And a tour with the animals, so you can.
What kind of animals?
I'm looking forward to joining.
They have from goats, sheep. They have pigs.
This is for the kids, or just as an adult, you can go look at farm animals?
Everybody is welcome, and it's out in Santa Cruz.
You have an emu?
Oh yeah, we got emu too.
You got an emu too?
Yes,
Wow.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
We got llamas. You know, the whole 9 yards.
A llama?
Okay. A llama. I haven't seen a llama.
I just want to see a llama in person.
I know, right?
So.
You got pit bulls?
You know what? We used to have pit bulls, but they have a bunch of other dogs.
Not anymore.
Yes,
Yeah, a llama and a German Shepherd in the same cage. Look, mama.
Oh no.
So it's going to be a great event, this Saturday, and it's going to be a lot of food buffet style, and a lot to learn, a lot to share, and I would say come out and have a great experience of whole food base and see what we do out there, because every Sunday we have the Gentle Barn opens to the public, and really have a great thing going where they have a theater, and communicates with the public on how to treat animals, and whole food based CDs by Forks Over Knives being passed out. So we're trying to connect all the dots: the earth, the animals, our health.
Our health is very important.
Everything that matters.
Is there a cause attached to it? Is there like for kids or something like?
Oh yeah, for adults it's $100. For
No, I mean like a cause, like the cause of the event, like, or is it just a, like is it like to help kids, or is it a fundraiser or something, or no?
It's to help us all.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
indeed.
To help
That's
us
a good
all.
question. Yeah,
Just ask.
that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yes. It's definitely.
Because it said donation. I thought it was like
yeah.
to for a foundation or something.
Oh yeah, well it's a nonprofit
Okay, gotcha.
foundation, and we're always trying to raise money to take care of the animals. It costs.
Yes, and you're always having events, because I always get you. There's events all the time, and I'm looking forward to going when I slow down a bit, because I would love to come out and be a part of something bigger.
And we're looking for funny comedians to come out there.
I come hang out. I'll do some jokes next to the llama cage.
Yeah, I'm saying share some love.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So how can people get in contact with you to find out more about your events? And also, you do consulting, and you help people put menus together, healthy menus for their restaurants, and even set up restaurants. So people all over the country, you can benefit. All over the world, they can benefit from your services. So tell people how they can get in contact with you.
If you go to Rawsheed with an S, fusionchef.com.
And that's Rawsheed. It's Rawsheed.
Yes. And you can also find me with www.gentlebarn.org.
Okay.
You can also find me at www.yamasination.org.
You know you gotta spell Yamasi, right?
Oh,
Yamasi.
YAMASSEE. Yamasi Nation.
Yamasi Nation, that's right.
And also you can find me under Morningstar Foundation, which I'm a part of many different things that foundation does. And also, I'm also part of the Native Caucus, which is ran downtown, and we're involved with many different events. So there's a lot of ways to get in contact, but if you're looking to create a restaurant, if you're looking to have food delivered to your home, or to learn how to make your own food,
which is important,
you know, or to create anything in the concept of the food world, Rawsheed is prepared to bring the love vibration every step of the way.
Okay.
Yes,
and my question
and
is
satisfaction guaranteed as well. It says that on your website.
And my question is, where does dessert? You don't have any dessert, bro?
Yes, right there.
What is that?
It's good.
What is that?
It's so good. It's actually chocolate pudding.
Well, we got spoons.
We got spoons.
Got spoons this time.
Ooh. Yes, here, you got to get some, Ron. This is
and what
so
is
good. And you know what, everybody, we are getting ready to take a break, and we will be right back. This stuff is actually really delicious. Thank you so much for being here. And Rawsheed, Chef Rawsheed, I have a gift for you.
Thank you.
This is your gift bag with all the best products in there, stuff that I know that you will enjoy.
Thank you, love. It was good.
You gonna have to call her back and figure out how to use half the stuff in there, but it's good.
No, you know. It's good. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I hope everybody enjoyed this segment.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Wow.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Good stuff. All right, everyone. We will be right back. This is Margot Hudson at Destination Love Life.
What can I buy with them fellas?
We actually.
Bottled at the source since 1871, Mountain Valley Water is the deepest operating spring in America. This naturally alkaline water, with a perfect blend of minerals, has a crisp, clean taste that's twice been named best tasting water in the world. Mountain Valley Water has been served in the White House for 13 presidents, but it's also served kings including Elvis Presley, whose only requirement on tour was 2 6-packs of Mountain Valley Water. Delivered to your home or office in glass bottles, Mountain Valley Water will give new customers in Southern California their first 2 5-gallon bottles free. For more information, call 1-800-499-9982 or visit us online at www.mountainvalleywaterla.com. Mountain Valley Water is the official sponsor of Here's to Your Health with Josh Lane on LA Talk Live.
Journey Sisters is an organization that embodies and captivates women from all walks of life. Our membership includes 44 women that are constantly growing in the areas of personal development and community involvement. Monthly, we offer free leadership classes at McCade's Restaurant. Journey aims to inform women in the areas of heart disease and HIV and AIDS. Experience the journey now by logging into www.journeymosaicinc.com. Toll free 888-906-5519. Journey with no excuses.
Hi, this is Susie Pruden. And yes, you've seen me on Oprah, Good Morning America, and The Today Show. And I'm inviting you to join me every Monday from 3 to 4 for my new show, Mastermind Live. Join us as we introduce you to the new thought leaders of the world who will inspire you, support you, and guide you to your next level. So don't forget to tune into Mastermind Live exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Yeah, it's your boy DJ DZ, inviting you to join me every Monday night at 8 p.m. for our new show, Keeping It Real with the Cousins, exclusively on LA Talk Live, Monday nights at 8. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio or watch us on Ustream TV Monday nights at 8. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Demetrius.
And I'm AJ, inviting you to join us every Tuesday at 5:30 for our all-new show, Real Talk with Demetrius and AJ.
We are your alternative to mainstream media's non-discussion of the real issues. No more sound bites, no more talking points, just real talk.
The guests on our show will include a wide array of people from all walks of life: elected officials, politically active celebrities, young leaders, and most importantly, you will all be included in this dialogue that is sure to be provocative and real.
So don't forget to tune in and listen to Real Talk with Demetrius and AJ every Tuesday at 5:30, exclusively on latalklive.com.
You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio.
Or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure.
This is LA Talk Live.
And we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Dr. Levi, your fitness doctor, making a personal house call, inviting you to join me Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific for my all-new show, The Dr. Levi Show. Join us as we discuss fitness, health, and well-being, including emotional and spiritual health. So don't forget to tune in to The Dr. Levi Show every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, exclusively on latalklive.com and the Talk Live Broadcast Network. You can also catch us on iTunes, Radio R&B, or watch us on Ustream.tv, or catch us on the Live 365 network, and now on Radio Flag and Stitcher Radio. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Destination Love Life.
We are back.
I'm your host, Margot Hudson, and I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Ron G.
Ron G in the building. We back.
And our studio audience.
Our studio audience. And everyone, I have a treat for you.
Got a
If
special
you
guest.
have been paying attention, I have to introduce the extraordinarily
Comedy
talented
legend.
stand-up comedy
Super
legend.
stupid.
Yes, he is. Television actor, musician,
He's super stupid.
singer, Mr. Tommy Davidson.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Welcome to my
Press
show.
the button, please.
Wow, I love it.
Not you. It's press the button. It's the applause.
He's like, what button?
This ain't the kind of table got buttons on it, is it?
Oh my God. What a treat. I am so honored to have such a class act like you. I've been watching you for years, and what a pleasure. I'm just like, it's kind of an out of body, kind of like.
No, you said you dunk on me while we was off.
Yeah, I
off the
did.
air.
And I got on here.
No, I actually said I dunk on her, but I didn't know she was that tall. So
Yeah, he said I look
She's
kinda
very
small
tall.
sitting
she's
in the
very
seat.
tall and got some heels, so you know.
Oh,
And
yeah.
my hair is piled up high today, too.
Yeah, she's up there.
Climb
You
on
guys
like a
enjoy-
tree. Climb on
Yes.
like a tree. Yes, I
Yeah.
will.
You guys are enjoying some kind of nutrition,
yes.
nutritional hummus type pizza.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
yes.
had
Would you like
porkless pork
some?
chops
We have some.
made
No, I'm
from
gonna
cashew.
Pass. I'm gonna pass.
You gonna pass on it?
Yeah, I need some salt and oil and sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need some bad food.
Yeah, I'm from the country. That's how I
Yeah.
feel too.
I'm trying to
You
make
need some salt
Yeah,
and fat
I
and
need like a
sugar.
piece of bacon and a honey bun.
Oh, no. No, you don't. Oh, Tommy, we got to get
Crispy,
you
please.
hooked up.
Crispy.
See, and then you're gonna have an itis, and you're gonna need a nap after that.
Well,
And then you're gonna drink
But I'll Zoom.
You'll Zoom?
I'll Zoom for at least an hour and a half.
for an hour and a half.
Yeah. For an hour and a half, I can fly a
I
helicopter.
love it. I love it. Your reputation precedes you. You made a mark on the comedy industry this period, and it's well earned. Your reputation.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So I'm happy to have you here. Now you've been you started off in Washington D.C.
I did.
many years ago.
Okay.
And you ended
You from
up,
DC too, right?
Yeah.
I'm from Washington.
And from
Yeah.
DC.
Like from DC or like Upper Marlboro?
Maryland. Maryland.
That's what. See, I knew it. Everybody always from that area always.
You got to say
surrounding
if
area.
if I said I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland, people be
Okay.
like, "Well, where's that?"
Mm.
And Silver Spring is like 20 feet from
Yeah.
the DC line.
Yeah.
Like, so which one do I say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness.
I love to hear girls from
Interesting.
DC talk. Like they talk so lazy. Like you going down to the store?
Yeah.
You going down to the store? Hey, open your mouth. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm real happy. Why that sound so lazy? I just woke up.
I know.
I took a nap.
That is so true.
Girl, them DC talk just lazy for no reason.
That is so true.
I am excited. We going down there to the store and get some Scrapple. Like Scrapple? What's Scrapple?
Scrapple.
Don't you eat that? Did you grow up on Scrapple?
Please let me see this. I'm loving that. I'm loving it, DC.
Where y'all going? That's my boyfriend. Your boyfriend.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's exactly
that is hilarious.
like
that is
lazy.
I had a roommate in Ebony Fashion Fair. She sounded just like that from DMV. They call it
And
the
the
DMV.
dude's lazy mouth too, you know. Yeah, go ahead with that.
Yeah, that joint.
Yeah, go ahead with that joint, son.
Yeah, that joint, son.
That's how you sound a
You
little
gotta say
bit.
joint.
Yeah, go ahead with that joint.
With that
That's
joint.
bad. Yeah, that's bad
With
little
that
joint right.
joint?
Yeah, bad little joint right there.
Bad little joint?
Yeah, bad little joint.
Now, a lot of people I know from that area too eat Scrapple. Do you know what Scrapple is?
Yeah, I know what Scrapple
Did you
is.
grow up on Scrapple?
Yes, I did.
Something she would pass out. Don't tell her exactly what's in it. She will pass out.
Don't nobody know exactly what's in it.
No, nobody know what's in it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
eat
yeah.
it, and it's called
What's in it
Scrapple?
is what's in it is cornmeal and what's ever left of the pig that
See that
people
face?
don't-
See, she
that
about to
people
pass
don't-
out.
that people don't want.
Hey, listen,
Okay, and
drink
it
some
ain't
water,
too much
Margo.
on the pig that people don't eat. So it's like what's
It's like
left.
slave food.
I'm gonna give you.
But I dated a girl.
Yeah,
Some of this healthy
it's like what's
salad.
left of that.
And they sell it at
Salad
IHOP
pizza.
too.
Really?
They sell it at IHOP. I'm thinking like, yeah.
in South Carolina.
No,
In South
and
Carolina?
I was in DC or Maryland, and the girl took me to IHOP, and she was like, "I'm about to go get me some scramble." I was like, "What's that?"
At
Some
IHOP?
scramble, and she added some grits to it. I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, "This is scramble. This tastes so good." It was like a brick of
Right, it's a
corn.
brick. Yeah,
hog.
it's a.
It was
yeah.
gray. It was
hog
It
brick.
was gray.
It was a hog brick.
A hog brick?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a slab.
Y'all making my stomach
I'm
hurt. Y'all like
I can't
making
do
my.
that if I
I'm
want
to go get
Why
me
is
some
my
I
scramble.
can't even do
stomach
that
hurt?
if I want to. I can't do that if I want to.
Oh, y'all making my stomach
I'm
hurt.
gonna
Yeah.
give-
For real,
I'm gonna
like
give
for
you some
real.
scramble.
You think good? You want to try it? I was like, I don't want to try that. You sure you want to try that?
And
Okay,
it's
do me a
gray.
favor, do
No
me a
food
favor.
is supposed to be gray.
Do me a favor. Just say I'm going to see Frankie Beverly Mays in D.C.
I'm going to see Frankie Beverly and Mays in DC.
Nuh-uh.
That's how my homegirl talk, man.
Oh my god.
She had the laziest.
So look.
Nothing she said sounds sexy.
So look.
Oh, you looking real good. You looking good.
Sound like her pants is sagging and she
Oh,
mushy.
my
Got
God.
mushy panties.
He got
That's
the,
what
he
it
got
sound
the
like.
D.C. girl there.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. So you come from this and you ended up.
I
You ended up.
can't even do it. I can't even do it. That's magic, boy.
That is hilarious because he's taking me back to some people that I know. Oh my God. So you ended up meeting Robert Townsend and you ended up coming to Hollywood. You ended up on the amazing In Living Color, Jennifer Lopez, all these amazing people, Keenan Ivory Wayans, all these Damon Wayans.
You put a long time period in that.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I
put
did.
that on a nutshell.
How was your
Like,
audition for
Robert Townsend and then Living Color. Next thing you do movies and sitting there with us.
I'm looking at the time.
How was your audition? How was your audition for
it.
Living Color?
The
Do you remember
audition
it?
for I do. I remember it. I remember that everybody that you can imagine right now who's on top or a comedian or actor,
Like
or
Jim
whatever,
Carrey was one of them.
all of them were there.
Mm-hmm.
Martin was there. Name it. Who wanted to be on In Living Color? Everybody.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
was there.
Jamie wasn't in town yet.
Oh, he wasn't in town.
He hadn't even got to
Oh,
L.A.
okay.
yet.
Wow.
But DL. I mean, just go down the line.
Everybody.
And everybody
Gallagher
was there. No, Gallagher wasn't.
All right.
Yeah.
Crush some watermelons.
You see that? You see
Nothing?
this?
No?
You see
Gallagher. Yeah,
He knew
yeah.
Gallagher
I
was
see.
there.
I see.
Yeah.
Gallagher
was there. That was the watermelon and hammer. He wasn't there with the hammer and watermelon. He wasn't there with the hammer and watermelon.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, that audition actually was the part where it was the improv. I had never really done that, and so it was so unpredictable because Keenan just called out things to do. He just said, "Do this, do that." Now you're an East Indian cab driver. Now you this, you that. So I didn't know how I did on that part.
Okay.
But he also did a stand-up segment audition where he auditioned all the comics at the Laugh Factory. Now there was something like 32 or 33 comics.
That night?
Yeah, that night.
That's a long lineup.
That night.
That is.
Everybody was doing an hour piece? How long
No,
was that?
everybody was doing like
2
maybe 3 minutes or something like that.
30 comics in
And,
3 minutes. That's a long show.
I was 33rd.
You were dead last.
I was the last one.
Oh, wow.
I was the last one on the list, and
Wow. You must have.
they
blew
never
him
should
away.
have done that.
Ooh.
They don't even back a chihuahua in the corners. He'll bite you.
Ooh.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Don't even.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, he's from South Carolina, right? South Carolina got them old black people, right?
Yes.
A lot of
Like no
Civil
but
rights,
but they the ones
mechanic.
that only got the screen door.
Oh.
Yeah,
With tin roof.
Yeah, they got, and I don't know why the old black people's dogs so mean in South Carolina. Don't come and hear that dog. That dog ain't gonna hurt you. Get on over there. He got on the biggest small hat. I'm telling you, that dog ain't gonna do nothing. And dog's about 103.
He got a little gray mustache. and they so casual, you know. Oh, stop that! Stop it! Stop it! He looking right at him. Stop it! And the dog. He's not even looking at you.
I'm scared.
He's not even looking at the dude who's saying. He's not looking at daddy and mama. Stop it! That he focused. I mean, you like, don't nobody ever even come here, dude.
Why is the dog so angry?
I don't know, neck gravy something. I don't know, but
that dog got high blood pressure.
What's that stuff you said y'all either eating? The
scrapple.
Now
you been the dog some scramble.
That's South Carolina. He probably live off neck gravy.
Yeah, I'm saying he got high blood pressure. That's what he
That's why he's mad. He got hypertension.
He have a little mini heart attack. You know, I ain't mad at you. I'm hurting.
Oh y'all scaring me right now.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so tell us more. So you ended up. I killed
him.
Been on. You killed him.
I killed him. Yeah, I did. I think that's the one. That's the thing that got me the show. You know, and there was a lot of comics at the time that were a little absorbent of my material. So it was like I saw a lot of dimensions of what I do. A lot of people,
of course,
did my stuff
right
before me.
Oh, of course.
So I had to like really, and I came up with a brand new bit, like
on the spot.
On the spot,
and just trust it.
Like, and it went, and it was like really hot too, like topical.
Yeah.
I did. Tyson and Robin Givens were in the news, like the news, and RoboCop was like out.
Mm-hmm.
So I took RoboCop.
Oh boy.
And made Robin Givens. I couldn't do it again. I took RoboCop, made Robin Givens RoboCop.
Wow, that's genius.
And made Tyson, and had this whole scenario, this whole fighting scenario that and it killed.
It killed.
It was just one of them things that it was just like it was there.
Does somebody have that
on?
Does somebody have that somewhere? I would love to see that.
I don't know. You never know.
But listen, man, I've been a fan for a long time too, and I feel like you're the youngest and I'm the youngest. I understand your comedy. So even when I see you setting stuff up and going somewhere, I'm like, I know where he's going with it.
Okay.
And you'll take you don't tell a whole story, but you take bits and pieces and specific nuances of each character and bring them all together.
Right.
And I do the same thing. But one of my favorite characters was I've ever seen you do was Varnell Hill.
Oh, Varnell.
That was freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, Varnell was like the ultimate.
Did you miss me?
Jerk. You
Yeah.
know? Varnell just like, did you miss me? He was like the Hollywood dude. You know, Varnell actually was Arsenio.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
hilarious.
Wow.
I got
It
you.
was a dimension.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw that.
That type.
Yeah.
You know, that Hollywood type where, come on over to the crib, man. Come on over to the crib, baby.
Yeah.
You dig it? And just give me a call when you're in town. You dig? And then you call him. It's like, who this again?
Who's this again? Yeah. Yeah.
You know how popular that episode is? They still show that like it's brand new. I know. I mean, at least once a month, somebody saying, Varnell, we just now seen Varnell. We just now seen it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all black folk though. Chicago.
Classic.
Of course.
It's all black folk. Yeah, that Varnell. I seen that Varnell Hill piece last night. Yeah, that thing is banging. Tom.
Yeah, man.
That thing is banging.
I love it. That's
so-
gotta feel good.
and
to know
so,
that
like-
your art is going on this way.
Hey,
It's gotta feel good.
I love to see you.
I'm just fortunate because we covered so much ground in like I'd say probably like a 5-year period.
Mm-hmm.
We covered. We did so much.
And that was a wild show. That was the most
Yeah,
adventurous show
we
on
did so-
TV.
oh,
And
yeah.
nothing has ever came back to television
No.
as that adventurous
No,
and
we
that
still
entertaining.
kill
Even
it.
trying to redo it, it would be almost impossible to top what happened.
Nah. Well, you know what? I don't know because Keenan is real genius.
He is.
Yeah, so I would never like say, I don't know, because he's always done stuff. Like that's his thing. Like he's got this thing, and I can't describe it. Probably a chef has it, or Joe Montana got it, or whatever.
Or a
whatever,
singer,
whatever,
maybe.
Yeah, whatever your touch is.
Yeah.
But he got a comedy touch. He got something about. It's not like he's like a stand-up comedian and physically funny himself. He just has the
He get
beat
it.
on comedy.
He get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he let people be themselves too, man.
Yeah.
Which
Just
is why
like
Living Color works.
6-year-olds who play Mozart. Like you
Yeah,
can't
he
explain
just knows
that
how
type
to
of talent.
fine tune. Like I was doing the Michael Jackson bit,
Yes.
and I was doing the black and white video. I made $1 million by the time I was 10. I wrote a love song to them rat named Ben, and then I changed my nose job and changed my face and turned them again white. It was this whole video
remember seeing you do that, yes.
imitation of the black and white. So we did this thing. We've been on it all day. The next day, We were blocking it on camera, and he said, "Show me the whole thing." So I showed him the whole thing, and he did it with everybody, and just casually he'd say, "Okay, right here, do hopscotch."
Do hopscotch.
Yeah, like it was just a simple move down the sidewalk.
Simple move. Okay.
But he said, "Okay, here, do hopscotch. Here, go like there. When you're here, just like turn to the camera, like brush your hair to the camera. Here." But he wasn't like, do right here, do hopscotch right here, and if you make it go, nah, man, it was like,
this is what you do.
Yeah. He'd be just like, and blow a whistle. Here, you'd be like, yeah, all right, and then it would kill.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. And you've had the opportunity. You worked with some of the greats. I mean, you worked with Halle Berry in the beginning of her career as well.
Oh yeah.
And Strictly Business. And I love that one, the Booty Call, and the Booty Call movie where Vivica Fox and you wrapped yourself up with all of that plastic wrap.
He's Jurassic Park on you, baby.
Floor. I said, did he put that plastic wrap? And you played it.
Yeah, we had a great time with that. We had a great time with that one.
I love it. So and Bamboozle, Spike Lee. You worked with Spike Lee as well.
Worked with Spike was probably one of his. People see that. I have to say that to y'all out there. Is that the chip?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's the eye.
Things are getting smaller.
That's the eye.
Yeah, that's what we call it's the newest. Apple got a camera chip. Huh? Yeah, it's a camera chip. So what happens is, you put in your drawers. I mean, but don't nobody know that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Don't nobody know that. But you just kind of like tuck in your drawers. And what it'll do is it'll take a picture, panoramic view of the whole station. So it's called what's it called? Chip cam.
Zip cam. Oh.
Chip cam.
Yeah.
Damn.
No.
Uh-oh.
Hey, so if
chip cam.
Okay, y'all lost me because I don't know about the chip cams.
Well, you can't say it
unless you got a clef.
Yeah.
You got
chip cam.
Chip cam.
Yeah.
Like you talk.
You don't even move much.
You talk with a list.
Yeah. Chip cam.
Oh, that's the DC thing. Okay.
So I would love to see you do like a piece about somebody. Is there anybody, if you could do a movie about somebody that you would love to play? Because I always see Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah, that would be the one.
It'd be Sammy?
That would be the one, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's serious.
I would love to see you do that.
Because
serious challenge.
Your Sammy is serious. Your Sammy.
Yeah, but Sammy's serious.
Yes.
Sammy's serious. Sammy is the reason why all of us are here.
Wow.
Sammy was the first black entertainer to like really cross over.
And Jew.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
and he
he was Jewish. But he I'll just give you an example. Sammy married the top white actress in Hollywood when blacks couldn't eat ice cream at the freaking
that's huge
drugstore.
Who was it? Do you know who it was?
My Brit.
Okay.
My Brit, yeah. When I mean it was before we even started getting into the whole civil rights movement. It was like he was already doing his thing.
Because he was already kind of accepted into that circle,
Yeah, but he had
circle, Brat Pack.
Yeah.
Rat
So
Pack.
he had been in vaudeville for years since he was a kid.
Okay.
It's just like he was just our through line.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean he was Marilyn Monroe's best friend, Elvis, Sam Cooke, just on and on and on and on and on. I mean he was incredible.
Wow.
The dude was incredible, and as an entertainer, the moonwalk. That's the moonwalk. Michael Jackson got that from Sammy.
Okay.
Elvis got that little hip move.
Yes.
He got that from Sammy. I saw an old clip of Sammy when Sammy was probably like around about 20, maybe 26.
Uh-huh.
And he was doing the Birth of the Blues, and he did the Elvis thing. That Elvis does that.
Yes. Yes.
That's a Sammy move.
That's Sammy move that Elvis was doing.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Elvis wasn't even on the map yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's anything that I'd like to do, it's that. But there's a lot of stuff. Like there's a psychologist named Frantz Fanon.
Mm-hmm.
Frantz Fanon is from Martinique.
Mm-hmm.
Frantz Fanon died when he was 38 years old.
Wow.
He was a revolutionary, but most of all, he was one of the most brilliant psychiatrists of the 20th century. Okay.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He did all the modern reforms for insane asylums around the world. He was the top clinician he was the top clinician at the biggest insane asylum in Paris.
Okay.
I mean in France and in Algeria, and he constantly put out different work on Freud and Jung, and pinpointed them as Eurocentric, you know, and anti-African, and his he died at 38, but among his mentors, the people that he taught, the people that studied under Frantz Fanon and his philosophies are Fidel Castro, Malcolm X, and Nelson Mandela.
Wow.
He came before them. He was the guy that who's laid out the framework.
Wow.
Who laid out the framework for their thinking. Okay. You know, and so I found out that he has a private library at Harvard. Yeah, at Harvard. So we don't hear about him.
Wow, we don't.
But they're studying him.
I'm going to start.
But they're studying him in Harvard.
Wow.
You know, I went there. I've been doing some studies on him, and they were gracious enough to give me access to the material. But there's some material that only the Harvard undergrads can see.
Of course.
So but that's censorship.
Yeah.
Like it's public. It's
supposed to be public.
It's public material. He published his work, but yet it's been privatized in a white university. So as an African or a person of African descent, if I wanted to study someone in psychiatry, psychiatry in that field, I can't get to all his material because it's being given to students at Harvard.
Wow.
It's trippy, right?
That is trippy. And nobody's saying anything about this.
I am.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, we need to talk. Yes. Thank you.
But the thing is
but like, you would love to play him in a film?
Oh, I'd love to. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Chief Cam. Chief Cam got it. Chief Cam. So yeah, I'd love to play him in a film, and you know, so there's a lot of, you know, stuff out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd like to play Seti, the Pharaoh Seti.
Yes.
Who was Ramses' dad.
Okay.
And he was one of the greatest pharaohs of all time. I'd like to play Taharka. You know.
I want to talk more about that, but
anybody
we only have so much
time
left.
Want to play?
So we need to get into this. We can't talk anymore about this, y'all. We got to move on to the next topic.
Okay, that's fine. That's all right.
I really want to hear about it. I wish we had another hour. But this is a wonderful conversation. I'm learning a lot. This psychiatrist, I study psychiatry. And let me get him a napkin. Oh my God, Tommy, you are hilarious.
Just trying to be cool with the chip cam.
Can I just have this one? Can I just have this one thing? This is what I want, and I've been hearing about this. You doing, because you're great at impersonations. I've heard that you do an amazing President Obama. Can you please? Can you enlighten us?
Well, I don't know about amazing, but I do know that the thing I like about him is that he can take something that's unimportant and make it sound important. For instance, let's say Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. I mean, they're part of an essential breakfast. If you've ever seen Tony the Tiger interact with children, he does it in such a way where children get a regular workout. And as you know, in America, American children and American youth suffer from obesity, yes. which is something that's not necessary if they get involved. So Tony the Tiger is not only involved with children,
yes,
but he's athletic himself. So here you got a tiger who can hula hoop. He can ride a skateboard or a bike, throw a frisbee. He basketball and baseball, organized sports.
Yes.
So individual sports as well as organized sports. So and also if you notice, and this is something that Americans have to take a closer look at. It's Tony the Tiger's bandana. It's it's very swanky. You got it on the neck.
Scarf.
Sort of I'd say a scarf.
Yes.
Put it in other terms. I don't know, but.
Yes, Mr. President. Yes.
And he's rocking the scarf.
Yes.
I think Common and some other hip hop artists who are looking hip these days and have very hip A&R directions are going towards this whole scarf thing. But that's a side note. He's involved with children in athletics. He's very fashionable. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes is part of an essential breakfast, and on top of everything else, they're great.
Oh, thank you.
Press the button, please.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
That is
All
awesome,
right,
bro.
and we've been tweeting with the president today, so hopefully he.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Has he tweeted y'all back?
So I don't know. We got to find out later. We got to
Okay,
find out from my
okay.
assistant.
He's busy these days.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is
yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
But wow, that was great. So it was everything they said it was, because they have been telling me, people were like, "Oh, have you heard Tommy Davidson do President Obama?"
I
And
got my
Michael
take.
Collier told me about it. I was on his show last week. I told him you were coming on. And Franklin Ajay, he wanted me to tell you hi.
I love him.
He was here a week ago, and
He is
also
a genius.
everybody's
Yeah, he
saying
is.
hi to you.
Yeah.
He is.
He need to just hide that clarinet though.
He do what?
Oh my God.
He got a clarinet he plays.
A clarinet
On
Yeah.
stage?
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he just plays it in general.
Okay,
Yeah,
but not during the
it needs to
performance.
be dipped.
He needs to be.
Oh,
Shoot! Oh no!
Yeah, in some kind of alcohol or
Oh no!
Sanitizer?
cleaning solution.
Oh no! Okay.
But
I am not being a part of that conversation.
Yeah, he crazy right here.
I'm gonna change the
Yeah.
subject. Okay, so everybody listening now, we were supposed to talk about something today, but it looks like this topic is going to roll over to next week. It's about, are you with Mr. Right Now? So ladies, tune in next week, because I'm going to have that topic next week, because today we got talking about some good stuff here. So we're going to push that topic.
Yeah, and look at
Yes.
what Mr. Right looks like.
Yes, and what Mr. Right looks like. And are you with Mr. Right Now? So this is what we're going to talk about right now. So Tommy, are you ready to talk about sex? You want to talk about some sex, Tommy?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so listen.
You saw I played that off right there.
Came back. Sex humbled him, huh? Oh, sex.
No,
sure,
no.
I would love
No,
that.
it came out of the side of my, you know, you ready to talk? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, Tommy, you are crazy. I love having you here. You
All I can
definitely
say
have
is
to
it's
come
still
back.
good.
It's still good.
Yeah, and that's it. It's over now. The interview over.
Oh no!
No, go ahead.
See, because we're going to talk a little bit more. I just wish we had more time. We don't have enough time.
Oh, that's okay.
Because I
We
love
started.
all this great information.
We started though. Let's go.
Yeah, we just gonna keep it going. Okay, so listen, everybody. This is what we're gonna talk about. Men and women. We have to talk about casual sex. A lot of people are having casual sex out there. You attracted to someone, you want to have sex right away. You meet. In other words, basically.
Are they doing that?
California
yes,
casual.
people are doing that. Some people, California casual. That's what they call it.
That's what I'm calling it.
Ooh. Well, guess
People out
what?
here don't dress up, so I'm just saying it's casual.
And you barely know these people. So this is what I'm talking about. Casual sex. You have an attraction. You say, oh, you know what? And then you get a little closer, and then bam, you do it.
Street
one
booty.
One night.
Where are these girls that you talking about?
They around.
Yeah.
Because if men are having one night stands, who are they having them with? Because men are having them.
Okay.
So, so listen, there are studies that confirm.
Got me leaning in here.
See, are you in this conversation?
Right.
Okay, so women, there's this misconception that women have sex like men when it comes to casual sex. Like women, there are a lot of women who actually fool themselves into believing they can have casual sex, and they actually are having sex like a man psychologically.
Right. Well,
But
they
there are
don't
some
tell.
tests.
You know, we just don't know that. We don't know that.
You don't know that?
Yeah.
Nah.
We ain't
Nah.
gonna know.
So
According to them, it's their first time and they don't usually do this.
According to them,
They don't usually do this.
Yeah, it's like
I don't usually do this.
How we gonna know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that leads me to something a little bit later. I'm
Right,
going to tell you
right.
about this. There's some research has been done.
Okay.
So a lot of men have argued with me about this, saying, oh, women, they like it as much as men, and, you know, they have one night stands too, and it's the same thing, and they think just like about sex like men do, but it's a little bit different now. So let me just let you know this.
Let me hear this.
If you are considering casual sex, or you've had casual sex, and, you know, ladies, I got to talk to the ladies. If you've ever felt disappointed or used and taken advantage of after a sexual experience with a man, a lot of times women feel that way after having sex too
Sometimes
quickly.
guys do too.
You do?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You feel really
Yeah.
used? You feel
Yeah.
used
Yeah.
and stuff and taken advantage
When
of?
you know she healing,
Yeah, ain't nothing worse than like
Really?
having a good sexual experience and not getting called back.
Oh.
it happens.
But didn't you know it was casual sex when you got into it?
Yeah, but you still want some more.
Just one time? You gonna give me one chip?
That's it.
Yeah.
Just one.
That whole bag,
Just
you gonna give me one chip?
Yeah.
This is what we
Just
doing?
one? You just gonna throw me a cookie?
This girl's still out there to this day, and I'm like, can we? No, that was for that one time.
So
Yeah.
the men and the men and like
When you young-
no matter
men-
what,
no matter what,
like that was for that one time.
and that was it.
Yeah.
So she understood. You just didn't get it.
No, this was
She
for
didn't
that one
tell.
time.
See, and
I've been rebound booty
sometimes-
before.
See, and you know what? And women have too. Women, you know, we have more emotions. You know,
Women-
men actually, you guys are
there's-
really emotional
Well,
too.
some women are out there that say, you know, I want to be able to say I did that too.
Oh my gosh, where are these women?
Saying like I hit that.
Yeah.
I hit that.
Yeah,
I
they
hit Tommy
they go on the
Davidson.
point system too.
Well, some of these women, but deep down, there's something else going on. You know, when you see that working on the surface, there's some other things going on because women are
Of
set up
course.
a certain way.
Of course. I mean,
Psychologically,
we're talking-
you might want to run.
Well, we're talking about human beings, so
Right.
Yeah, you're talking about
Right.
now we're going into some facets of some things.
Yeah, because men a lot of times have felt misled or confused after having the sex, just like you all have mentioned.
Uh-huh.
And you know what was agreed to be, it was supposed to be casual sex,
Mhm.
possibly, and maybe there was a miscommunication. So I think this happens a lot of times, and sometimes a woman starts to show you her emotions. Have you ever had sex with a woman
feelings.
and she catch the feelings, and she was supposed to be having sex like a man, and you noticed it, right?
Well, I believe when men say we're not looking for nothing, we mean it.
Yeah.
And ladies, y'all say that because y'all don't want to run him off.
Right. I've heard that.
For real. Like when men say I'm not looking for nothing, like we really mean it. But we'll say that and hold you against it. Like if you sleep with us while we say that, we like, look, I told you I ain't looking for nothing. But then later on she wound up liking you, and it's like, I told you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But women normally don't. I feel like most women desire sex in a I want to say committed or with somebody who they know won't spread it with everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what y'all like. It's more so about a trust and comfort thing.
That's pretty basic.
Even if it's not your man, you just want to know he's not giving it the same thing to everybody.
That's basic. Yeah, that's pretty basic.
Well, since you said that, there's a biological orchestra that's playing up underneath that actually connects with what you're saying, Ron, where basically it influences our behavior, men and women, differently when it comes to casual sex. There is a professor.
You see how attentive I am on this?
I know, right?
Yeah, no, right. According to Professor Ann Campbell.
You know, fine as she is. I'm like, no, go ahead. You know, you know. And when it comes to women and sex, no, go ahead, expound.
Sex.
Expound.
Yeah, because you got to expound on. Okay. So Ann Campbell, this is a professor over at Durham University in the United Kingdom. She basically published these findings. They were published online in the June 2008 issue of Springer's Journal, Human Nature.
Springer's?
Yes, Springer's. Springer's Journal.
Is that a freaky term or that's just the title?
We don't know
that's the name of the journal.
That is.
That's the name of the journal.
Springers is not like swingers or something?
No swingers. No swingers.
That's a whole nother show. That's
another show.
In the UK, they call them springers.
That's another show.
Yeah, that's another show. So basically, Professor Campbell discovered that some very interesting findings about women and casual sex and whether or not women have adapted to casual sex or the one night stands as our male counterparts seem to do naturally, without any problem. So because women hadn't been able to have sex the way men do, so disconnected in some ways. And you might be surprised what I found out when I started reading her findings. Now, since men, let me go down a little because we don't have time for all that. But let me just let you know, they discovered that women were actually more willing to have casual sex when there was a chance of forming a long-term relationship. Are you surprised by that? That's just one of the things.
No, that's what he was saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like a camouflage in a way. Sometimes.
Yeah, it's like a camouflage.
Like this ain't nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of women play that way. Oh, we can just have sex and I don't care.
Yeah, we cool.
When they really, really care deep down. So basically,
and women don't count it either.
They don't count it.
If there's no commitment involved after that, they don't count it. Like that don't count. Like I was going through some stuff.
Right.
I was on vacation.
But we weren't in a relationship, so it
don't count. So it don't add it to her numbers.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
No.
You know what? That can be true.
Y'all don't count it.
That's true.
Yeah,
unless there's a commitment involved. Like I only had sex 4 times. I had 4 boyfriends 4 times, but all the other times,
that don't count.
That
don't count. I wasn't in a relationship. That was just nothing. That was nothing.
No. That was nothing.
In the car, that was that was nothing. And one time in the hallway, at this concert, I was buzzed.
Behind the bleachers,
I was buzzed.
See,
I was buzzed.
Yeah.
So that didn't count.
That's a big out too.
I want to count.
So women are lying about their casual sex.
Well, intoxication includes a lot of sexual behavior
and ecstasy that people are dropping nowadays.
I've never met a woman over 35 that had more than 5 sexual partners.
Really?
That's a lie.
That's a damn lie.
No, that's what they say. I only had 5. They only count boyfriends
as over
35.
It's possible.
Yeah.
You know what? That is possible.
They only count. It's not possible. No.
It's possible.
35?
It's possible.
And you've been doing it since you 16?
It's possible. Oh no. I
haven't been with a woman in a long time over 35.
Oh.
Really?
How old are you?
That's another episode.
That is another episode because you're dating out of your. Come on.
So you need some lunch money? Is that what you're saying?
I know.
You on a 10 meal
over 35.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You taking her for lunch and taking her back to school. You are too much. Okay, so they also discovered that women have less sex than men due to having more strict criteria for selecting men.
That's true.
So,
in general.
So many women celibate by default.
But look, this is what they did though. Look, they had 1,743 men and women, and they rated the positive and negative feelings the morning after. The sexual experience, and they found out, this is what they found out. Overall, women experience more negative emotions the morning after, while 80% of the men experienced positive emotions, and the men were more likely to secretly want their friends to know about it because they rated the person's attractiveness. It was more.
Did they take the test while they still in the bed?
No, they took it the next day online after.
Oh, I thought you meant like they were still in the bed, like with each other. Hey, listen, wake up. Listen, take this exam. How do you feel right now? Wake her up. Listen, how does she feel?
They might.
And way better afternoon naps.
Ooh.
But go ahead.
Okay, all right. Way better afternoon
They
nap.
did the nap survey right after that.
Yes, exactly. The second time around. Okay, so they said that men were likely to secretly want their friends to hear about it and felt successful because their partner was desirable to others, which led to more satisfaction, and also, the sense of well-being and confidence in themselves increased. So men actually felt more confident about their conquest. When women, on the other hand, had mostly negative feelings and reported feeling used. They felt like they had let themselves down, or the steps
they gave into
shame. They gave into something.
A set of principles or value system.
Yes, like they wanted to be judged, and because of that, the sex wasn't as satisfying for these women, and the women seemed to feel that the men didn't appreciate them, and connected this with a lack of gratitude from the men, because the men were basically just banging it out just for the purpose. So
but I feel like a lot of times people do have casual sex when they're in an unhealthy place,
and women in the process.
Yes. Yeah.
We're loving and nurturing in the process, but it was just more of a physical.
Just I used you for the dumping ground, and then the women felt the effect of that, which was negative.
But I feel like most people do have casual sex when they're in an unhealthy place, meaning like fresh off a breakup, going through stuff, and they wind up using that person as a
medicating,
as a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
But it's not healthy.
Mr. Right now,
if you're gonna be casual, it should be because you want to do it, not because you're trying to heal or run from something else
but
that never got resolved.
Because
I've done that before. I've
anesthetizing the sore.
But there's another thing playing in women. There's another thing running in between there, and I'm gonna tell y'all this is very interesting. This implied, and also the lack of gratitude also implied to the women that basically they were expressing to the man that they did it with anybody. You know what I mean? So women don't want to be, like you were saying, you all were saying earlier, women don't want to appear like they do this with everybody.
Okay.
So that actually
even if they
decreases the situation if they do it. But listen to this. According to the professor, she says that women, basically, let me get to the part where we're talking about. This is it. Now listen, women
taking surveys after casual sex though.
No, exactly. These 1,700 people did. Now listen, according to Professor Campbell,
I do a survey on the woman that did the survey. But go ahead.
I know exactly, Professor Campbell. Let's find Professor Campbell.
Yeah,
exactly. I know exactly.
Let me see what she looked like first. But go ahead.
I know, huh? I wonder what she looks like. She said
these are findings. These are my findings. Survey out the window. Next survey, please.
Oh no.
Let me show you my findings of what's happening sexually with women.
And her nose is dripping.
Survey out of there. Next survey.
Oh, and she stinks.
Right.
Okay. No. Okay. She said that basically casual sex positively, it may be due to the menstrual cycle changes that greatly influence sexual motivation, ovulation. Like I always talk about on the show, I say women don't go
but that's
out.
Natural
don't
and physical though, right?
No, but it's psychological as well, because what happens is it between the 10th and the 18th day of a woman's cycle, 28-day cycle, meaning she doesn't have to be on her period.
Okay.
When she's like ready, when women
fertile.
Yes, when she's fertile, she wants to have sex.
Right.
If she doesn't have a man around, then she wants to have sex. So sometimes it's not the best thing for a woman to do if she's ovulating, to go and hit the club. And unfortunately, a lot of women, that's what they want to do when they're ovulating. They want to go out and be around all these hormones men.
While you spotting?
Yeah. No, not while you spotting.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is just the hormonal phase.
We're
in heat. It's like
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? He ain't no good. You see that?
Why she's spotting? No, Ron, you're bad. Shame on you. I gotta keep an eye on you.
I'm spotting. I gotta go home.
No, that's just not news to share with the boys at the bar. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm ovulating 2 Patrons over here.
That's right. But if you pay attention, you can tell the women at the club who are ovulating.
You can tell.
No, tell me that and say that to the camera. What's the two
You can
signs?
tell. The sign is when you see a woman and she's just very friendly. She doesn't mind if you touch her. She's welcome. She's more open to your advances.
I thought this was daddy issues.
I thought I thought it's when she shows up at the bar with the drawers on the end of a long stick. Just,
no!
Who gonna buy me a drink?
That's kind of what they do. Because you know what, a lot of women sometimes they don't wear panties.
It's just dangling off the end of the stick.
No.
It's like a bow staff, a kung fu bow staff, and it's just right the G string is right on the end. And she just sits down. Who gonna buy me a drink?
What she does? Right. Look, women do this. Women do this.
No, she just bobs it over the counter.
You know what?
You buy me a drink or what?
Listen, I've heard this. And this is gonna freak y'all out a little bit, but I've heard.
Where'd that come from?
Yes. I've heard this before with women, some women from some other places have told me that you take a little bit of the vaginal secretion and you put it in different places and then you go out.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not kidding.
And you dab it on like perfume.
Yes, and I've heard this, and it's because the pheromones are in there.
You're gonna have a lot of chicks around her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys.
Going
No,
like-
well, no,
Yeah,
not
the
necessarily.
chicks
No,
are gonna
because
be going,
no,
Chicks
because
that look like me.
no,
Why
because
am I hungry?
not straight women. Not
But-
straight women. Straight women will be
No, I'm
repelled.
saying.
Straight women actually
I'm just
repelled.
saying,
by
I'm
the
just
smell
saying
of
girls that
women.
look
I
like
didn't
me.
say, I didn't say
No.
straight or gay or none of that. All I said was they just gonna be going.
I don't know why.
Why am I so hungry right now?
But look, these women that
The
they're
softball
talking about
coaches
this
around here,
argument-
like, oh, the softball coaches around me.
listen. Oh my gosh. Look, the women in
Why do I feel like a dog that just ate some peanut butter?
Oh my God, you guys are gross. Look, but the women reported increased sexual desire. So this is what happens. Women desire sex, and they have more arousal when in a preference for more short-term partners when they are ovulating.
Really?
So this is what leads to a lot of times what leads women, even though that they don't feel good about.
So they don't even know it.
They don't realize
it's leading
it.
them psychologically.
realize it.
Yeah.
So that's the excuse.
I realize it because I
That's
know
the
when
excuse.
I keep
Yeah.
up. I know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, but you read the article though.
No. Before this, I keep up
Okay,
with my
okay,
cycle,
okay.
so I know when I'm ovulating. I'm like, ooh, that desire is strong.
But your
The
face
desire-
get hot or something?
Why do I want to go out to the club?
You
What's
get
making me want to buy this
you're
shit
easily
skirt?
aroused. Even the skin becomes more. You feel like dressing a little more sexy, maybe.
So when a
Am I
girl lets you
ovulating?
touch her back in the club, that basically means she's ovulating.
Yes.
When she
When she let you get up
I would
on it,
love
when
to
she
ask
let
the
you
girl
get
that.
up on it while you're dancing, and she let you touch her.
Right. So
You-
what is
you
what does this one mean? When you go, hey, that means she's not, right?
Right. She's not ovulating anymore.
Yeah.
She is not
I just wanted to know.
anymore.
Like,
No.
you gonna me? What?
Exactly.
You're not ovulating, are you?
Because who?
No, that's what I'm saying to her. I'm in character. Stay with me. Sorry. Yeah, she's like, who?
No. But I can tell when I'm ovulating. And women, it would behoove you to like really kind of keep up with your mark it on your calendar. I came on my
Let them
period
know.
on this
Yeah.
day.
Let them know.
Let them know.
So that they won't get themselves into a compromising situation.
Compromising situations
And I-
where you end up having a baby
and I
with a man
think that
having
she's looking out
unprotected
for
sex.
that part specifically.
Yes, women, because you know what?
Girls. Okay.
Yes, and girls.
Okay, girls.
Women and girls.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
women.
So whatever you guys
women,
decide
girls,
to do. Casual sex, just please protect yourself because a lot of times men are, if you all don't know this, you all are the carriers a lot of times for a lot of these skin-to-skin contact diseases that can be passed when you're having sex. And the woman ends up getting the symptoms and the man will just carry it around in his penis.
You mind if I gotta get out of here because I'm going to clinic now. No, but that is true though. I heard that.
It
I
is,
heard
you know
that,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So this is pretty cool. So there's important psychological health involved in this too. So I'm hoping
But
that
y'all
you all
can't
got
blame
some
that all
information.
on us.
Well, we can't blame it all on,
Yeah,
because like Ron said, there's some of them have daddy issues. There's all
Yeah.
kind of reasons why a woman would be
You know, 'cause
promiscuous.
some of them got it from somewhere. Ain't no little
Yeah.
VD angel come down and just go,
Oh, and just here, this is for
Yeah,
you.
the Virgin VD guy.
What you wash your sheets with?
Yeah, the Virgin VD.
What you wash your sheets with?
Virgin VD.
It had to
Virgin
come from
VD.
somewhere.
Exactly.
You know?
Because
Yeah.
some people say they're virgins, but they're having anal sex. So that's like a whole other
Okay.
thing too. That's
All right.
another thing. We're not gonna get into that. But
Way to
this,
go,
is,
Margo.
this has been some interesting
Way to go,
conversation.
Margo.
What I like, but what I like is that she's an aggressive show host.
Hmm?
You know,
Some people put it someplace else and saying it ain't nothing happening.
you know what I mean? She just straight. I like that.
Well, you know what? You got to say how it is.
Just because it ain't going in that pot.
Yeah, that's what
know?
they say. That's what people say.
That part.
It's some crazy stuff
that
going
tail.
on out here.
That's South Carolina right there. You
South
know what I'm saying
Carolina,
when I
South
say that.
Carolina.
Yeah.
So you know what, guys? We're gonna close the show out. I've had an amazing
Can I
time.
say something real quick?
Yes, you can, darling.
South Carolina, the first time that I heard this,
Yes.
I went on my girlfriend's house, my girlfriend's grandmother's house. They live in Lancaster, South Carolina. First time I heard this. And so grandma would come to the living room, and she said, "Cut off," you know. And I said, "What?" And she said, "Cut off," you know. I said, "Excuse me." She said, "Cut off," you know, cut off.
Cut off.
Yeah. And my girl said she wants you to turn the TV off.
Okay.
Have you ever heard them talk that talk?
Cut it off, yeah.
Yeah, cut it off.
We say cut it off.
Yeah, yeah.
Cut it. You gotta roll it. Cut it off. Like, cut it off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We don't say turn. We say
Yeah.
cut it.
Cut off.
Yeah.
She just said cut off. Cut it off.
Cut off.
Cut it off. There you go.
Cut
Cut it off.
You like it was like, huh? Well, anyway.
Was it
that's
lightning or something?
Huh?
Was it lightning?
No, it was just like she wanted to talk.
Okay,
So she
all right.
wanted the TV off.
We don't
So I
do
can-
the TV
so I-
can't be on when
so I
when
get
it's
to
lightning
know-
outside.
Yeah, I
It's
get
out.
to know you, but the TV on, the baseball game on, or whatever.
Cut it off.
Cut it off. Cut it off. Cut it off. Anyway,
Oh
that
my
was a little
gosh.
snippet. I had a South Carolina.
Cut off. You had the moment there. That's interesting though. How people on different. All right. So you know what? Look like we got a little more time. So we're gonna.
Yeah,
go
but
on
I
in.
don't.
You don't. Oh, you have to go.
No, I'm just playing.
Oh no. Well, I do have something special for you for coming
do?
here today. Yes. This is for you.
Shall I look?
Please.
Shall I look?
Yes, you shall look.
Shall I
You ain't
show?
gonna know how to use
It's
nothing
a
in that bag. I'm
special
telling you,
gift
you have to
bag.
call follow-up call. Like, what is this?
Yes, it's some good stuff in there. Really, you're gonna love that stuff. Really good health products.
It's something they
These are
call
things
Earth.
that- Yeah,
You're supposed
Earth.
to put it in your Kool-Aid.
Delicious
I got a
stuff.
feeling she's gonna have to run this
Oh.
through for me.
Yeah.
You know what? You just take a
So
tablespoon
now I have
of that.
Vitamineral.
Vitamin green. Yes.
It's powder form.
Yes, powder. And that's there's proteins, just a chocolate.
it.
Okay, chocolate proteins.
Yes, and it's like a mix of all kinds of things.
How do you eat this?
You put all of these in water. You take like
Just in
you shake some of it in water and then
But
stir
you didn't
it
even
up.
tell me
You can
that.
put them
You
together.
just gave me the bag and was like,
and you were like,
So it's soluble.
It's salt. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Put it in water.
I was eating it like sunflower seeds. I didn't know you're supposed to like mix it with
no.
something. Nobody told me.
Oh no! And then you got the Noji bars. Those are really good too. Those are good. They're protein delights. There's no gluten in there. They're by Elizabeth Hasselback. That's her brand. And Europa Sports Products distributes these.
Noji.
Great people.
Actually,
Good stuff.
McGilla Gorilla's little friend, the girl's name was OG. So
OG.
it's just-
Oh, really?
I just remember that. Yeah. So you got Noji, and then I remember
Yes.
OG. This is a
OG.
different flavor of that bar.
Yes. Though this is the paleo bar.
Okay.
This is based on that paleo diet. I don't know if I agree with it. They say it's the caveman diet, but this particular thing, there's no glutens. There's just nuts and there's fruits.
Okay.
All kinds of good
Tree
stuff in
bark
there.
and fruit. Try it.
Yes. And it's good. It's totally
Try it.
delicious.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Now this is a whole different thing. Here.
Okay. Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, the Now brand.
What y'all trying to say
This
about me
is
with
really-
this gift bag?
Well, we don't want you
Get
eating
that boy
anymore.
something because he look like he needs some nutrition.
No more of that.
And a
that
hot
stuff
dog
that you
bun
eat.
is not going to do it. You got to get into that boy's protein process because obviously the intake that he has right now got him looking like a Doberman Pinscher standing up.
Ooh.
Get Jurassic Park on you, baby.
I love it. Oh my gosh. You're gonna love this stuff in here. But you can't be eating any more of that stuff. What's
I
that stuff
see.
that
You
y'all
guys
eat
like
over there?
really want to
Scrapple?
get me healthy in here.
Scrapple?
Yes. Scrapple. No more Scrapple for you.
Look,
You're
this
gonna
is-
get
I
some of
need
this
this.
stuff.
This is what I need.
The
most.
Calm.
Calm.
Oh, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
What is that?
They have really good stuff. Well, Natural Vitality, they specialize in supplements for calcium,
Mhm.
and that's one of them. And the magnesium. Magnesium is what you have in here. The magnesium supplements.
Okay.
They're calming.
Okay.
Very,
So
very,
what I
very
have
good.
here is a lot of health products.
A lot of health and
that I'm
skin
gonna
stuff too. Some
sample.
good stuff. You have
Let's
nice
see
skin
the
too.
skin stuff. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
And Elizabeth Hasselback, this is her brand?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep, she's doing it.
It has her name on it. It says Elizabeth Hasselback.
Okay.
Yeah, you get.
Yeah.
I don't see no skin product.
Okay,
I
wait.
got it.
Oh
Well, I
yeah,
got it.
yes. Oh yeah,
Cleansing gel.
yes, the cleansing gel. Yes,
Okay.
there's some good stuff. It has like a
Okay.
tropical stuff, all natural.
Okay.
Some people are saying all natural, and that's not what it is. But they use the highest quality products. Derma E, love Derma E. They're in the products, the goodie bag.
Okay.
So yeah, check that
Thank
out.
you so much.
You're very welcome.
Got the pigeon head.
He is crazy. Oh my God. So what else would you like to share with us before you go? Because you got to let everybody know how to
what you
follow
working
you
on,
on
bro?
Twitter and everything too.
Say it again.
What you working on?
Yeah, what are you working on?
I actually am working on. I don't name the titles. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it don't really matter. But I'm working on my own TV show.
Mm.
I'm working on my own comedy special. I have several movie projects that I'm working on now. I've had my production company for about 15 years.
Okay.
And we're finally coming around the corner to where some of these projects are picking up some real positive momentum. And it's taken a long time. So
Good
you know,
things take a while sometimes.
yeah. So the good thing about me is I always got something.
All right.
And so when I say I got something coming, people go, okay.
It's coming.
He's right. He's right.
All right.
Currently I got Black Dynamite running.
Yes, Black
On
Dynamite.
Adult,
cartoon?
yeah,
the cartoon.
Okay, all right.
on
Yeah,
Adult
Michael
Swim.
Jai White. He was talking about it. When he was
Michael
here.
Jai
When I tell you
White.
that was one of the
Yeah.
best movies of our generation, like to me, I put it up there with Coming to America. It just wasn't as big as Coming to America as far as the amount of theaters it hit.
Yeah.
But Black Dynamite was a genius movie to me.
Yeah, it was.
That movie
I was
was
lucky to
It's
be a
like
part
a cult
of that.
favorite.
Genius.
You know?
I was so lucky to be a
Wow.
part of that project. I was so lucky to be
Chicken
a
and
part of
waffles.
that
I got it, and he ran out.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
right.
I couldn't take it.
Roscoe.
Oh my God, dude,
Right
that
on.
was hysterical.
Yeah.
Wow, I love it. I'm looking
So,
forward to
yeah.
seeing your new projects.
I'm going
come
back
forward.
out again to Afghanistan
Oh.
and to all the Arab countries to go and entertain at the bases
It's
again.
because you travel international
Yeah,
with
USO?
these shows.
Yeah.
The USO?
I
Yeah,
love
it's,
it.
It's something like that.
I got you.
Yeah, something
I
like
love
that.
it.
So I'm going back, back out there,
Yes.
during Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
And so yeah, it's
Yeah, you be safe traveling.
yeah, it's
going all the way
cool.
over there.
But
Yeah.
I got some balance here.
Yes.
I got some balance.
You balanced,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
got some good. You got blessings coming.
You got any
Yeah,
local
dude,
tour
it's
dates?
Good stuff.
Like,
Say it again?
you got any tour dates like on the West Coast?
West Coast. Yeah, I'm actually going to be in Sacramento this weekend.
This weekend, okay.
Is it Laugh? What is it called?
No, it's Tommy Teeth.
Tommy T's. Okay,
Tommy
yeah,
Teeth
yeah,
in
yeah.
Sacramento.
Tommy T's in
Yeah.
Sacramento.
I haven't been there before. I heard it was a good
Gotta
club.
think. But I'm coming up in December. I'll be in Houston and I'll be in Dallas. I'll be all around the country in the next couple of months. If you want to see my schedule, it's TommyDavidson.net.
Yes. Okay.
My kids would
Yeah,
be
I
real
saw
proud
that.
of me right now. They'd be like,
Yes.
"You said that? You said something that pertains to like the internet, you know?"
Did you go fool with it?
And you actually drew people towards your site. Like they'd be impressed right
They
now.
would. Oh my God,
yeah.
they'd be proud of you.
They'd be real impressed.
Oh, that's so good.
You don't normally do that?
I'm just like I've always had them to do
Oh.
it for me, but now I'm on training wheels. Now I'm like
More
okay.
proactive, yeah.
Yeah, they actually stunted my growth.
Huh?
They stunted my growth because they,
We're
do
doing
all
everything.
that. They were doing everything for me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is the first time that I'm like on my own.
Wow.
And my youngest son, he don't want to teach me nothing.
Oh.
So I'll be like, hey, can he be like, yeah.
While he's on his smartphone.
Right. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean?
No. How old is he? How old
He's
are your
16.
children? 16.
Yeah.
16-year-old. Wow.
So, but the one that left was the most important one. He's 21 now.
Where'd he go?
But he was so important because he's been doing everything, programming my phone, my iPod.
I got you.
So he like, he would. I mean, so
he should have gave you a class before he left.
Marquette. He's at Marquette.
Marquette.
Right now.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So.
Wow, you look so young, like to even have these kids. Like,
Oh, thank
your
you.
genes.
Thank
you.
you.
Got some good genes.
Thank
there
you.
working.
And that I knocked the gray out too. So.
Yeah.
So that
Pretty
helps
good.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
That
see
helps.
like a whole bunch of lines and stuff. You like,
Hey, do you work out
got
too, man?
kids?
Because you real high energy. Like myself, like, dude, to do an hour high energy, everybody can't do it. Like, especially if you got 2 shows in one night.
And you bounce
like,
around
you work out
like
a lot?
crazy.
You know what?
You got a Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't work out a lot.
Red Bull in the can.
But I'm pushed in high gear all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I competed amateur most of my like childhood.
Yeah.
And I'd say early adulthood. Early adulthood would be like 18, 19, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Something like that,
I
right?
think so.
So I trained really hard in boxing and all this stuff. So it was always there. So I'm kind of lazy.
Yeah.
So because I can go to the gym for like, let's say I went to the gym for like 90 days. Like I'd be like,
that's what I'm like that too.
Showing
when I
already
do.
because I'm not I'm like mostly just muscle. So I think that I don't have to do that. But for African American males, I'm 48, especially we are in the highest category of all of like
dying from preventable diseases, hypertension,
out
all
there.
of that stuff. You're right.
So even though we look great on the outside, we have to really watch out for what's going on.
That's
on the
right,
inside.
on the inside, because
So,
a lot of people become oblivious to what's going on inside because they're doing all this stuff to their bodies, and until they feel a pain or get proof that something's going on in there, then they won't usually stop. What's going on?
Hey, so when did you realize you had it on stage? I mean, every comedian, we know that we're funny, but then there's a moment where it turns into something. Because I noticed you have this thing too, where you can go off book and be in the moment, and then go back to the jokes. Like when did you know you had that? Because like for me, I try to like now in my beginning of my set, I try to trust that moment before I start my set and just see what happens. Like when did you know that you can just be comfortable in that space and then just stay there and then go wherever you need to go?
It was really early when I first started, and I think it came from someone else because the way I got into comedy wasn't an accident, but it wasn't what I did deliberately. So a friend of mine who I grew up with, he asked me to try it.
Was he a comic?
And he's just grew up with me, friend of mine since I was 8 years old, and he just thought I was the funniest person in the world. So he was like, I don't know why I got this job at Ramada Inn as an assistant chef, man, and that was a good job. Okay. And I remember him saying, "You stupid," and I was like, "What? I got this good job. You talking about I'm stupid?
It's $9 an hour. Are you stupid?
You're broke ass. You know what I mean?" And he was like, "No, you blowing a whole career." So he worked at a strip club in D.C., the worst one, the Penthouse on Georgia Avenue near Howard University. And he worked there, and he said, "I talked them into letting you on stage at that club." He told me for a couple of months. And so finally I went in there and got on stage. And from the first thing that came out of my mouth to the minute I'm sitting here, that's how it went. So it wasn't until one of the girls that worked there gave me a pin. She gave me a pin that said #1 comedian that I even realized what I was doing.
Yeah. Wow.
And I played there for like a couple of months. I went there. From there, I didn't even hit a comedy club. Local promoters heard about me, and I started going right away on concerts with like Luther Vandross, Patti LaBelle.
Yes, Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, didn't do any clubs.
Yeah.
I didn't do a club until like a year into it, and then I moved out to L.A. and started hitting all the clubs. And so I was so into the craft of it, and just really kind of like troubleshooting and working the stuff out, that I never really thought about my process.
Okay.
So the thing is basically taking me.
So you were being.
Yeah, I was thrusted forward by comedy. It's not until recently,
Wow.
like over the last 8 years, that I really like coming to a place where I don't really understand what it is too much, but I can explain it one way. I experience a natural unnaturalness and an unnatural naturalness on stage.
Yeah.
And I got that concept from an interview I saw with Bruce Lee. And they asked him, "Why are you such a good martial artist?" And he said, "Well, I practice so much that my moves become the speed of a reflex."
Yes.
But they're not reflex because reflexes are natural.
And I told, and actually that's what I experienced in the modeling industry with modeling on the runway, and whether it was through photos and photo shoots. It was like they were like, wow, they had never shot with anybody like, because it was
Right.
totally natural.
Right.
But they didn't have
Right.
to tell me anything, and it was just like, oh, just let her go.
Yeah.
Just take it off and let her just go. And that's
Yeah.
what it was. So I get what you're saying. It's like an unnatural naturalness.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't really wrap my mind around it. It was like, you're in a certain place, because it's like an ongoing knowing. It's like I'm experiencing different, like the club I saw you at the other night. When we did the club,
Was
it
Laugh
wasn't the
Factory?
other night. It was a couple of months back.
Laugh Factory?
Yeah. At the Laugh Factory, like every show.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was.
experienced another dimension.
Yeah.
Of what it is,
And then when you finish, you're like, wow.
Yeah,
It kind of
you don't-
blows your way.
it's almost like you don't remember
I write
nothing.
backwards.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
write back-
I know.
yeah,
I know
write
what you
back.
mean.
I have to I have the
felt that.
punchline.
I
I
write
have the joy of
backwards.
getting to it. I was always
Yeah.
fun. Like when I do characters, I do
Yes.
them open ended, so it never ends if I don't want it to.
Yeah.
But then I
So-
know based on my style, I have to have certain beats to get out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you automatically, it's the knowingness.
Yeah,
that
because
you
being
have.
on stage once, like him and I, we have a lot in common. Like we never
Wow.
really turn off, and I know when to like killer instinct, like to take it up a
Right,
notch.
right,
I know,
right,
but
right.
then, but when I'm in that moment, half the time I don't remember half the stuff I
It's
said.
a feel.
it's-
It's
Yeah.
a feel.
That happens too
Yeah.
when the writing process for a lot of people, and it happens with me.
Yeah,
with
I
writing
write on stage too.
Writing, just because it's just like things start coming. It's like something comes over me, and then the things start to come, and it's like wow. And then when it's finished, I'm almost like whoa.
Yeah.
It's like dang.
Interestingly,
this came out of me.
I
What? I was thinking about like when you're done, you're like
Just now?
What happened? No, like when you're done, like performing or something.
Right, you're like,
what happened? In a movie,
I finished.
Right.
I did it.
No, but interestingly enough, one of some of the leaders in
Okay, tell me this. We're gonna close out after this too. I want to hear what you
yeah,
have
we
to
gotta
say.
do it
though.
fast.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I think it comes from a very, very ancient Ethiopian African concept, where when education was created by the ancient Africans, they felt like the brain was a storehouse, so that if you store knowledge in a linear fashion, that God can come in and reassimilate that knowledge for when you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they said, let's learn how to study, because you'd have it. You can God will access it for you.
Because everything is
right
known.
when you need it.
Because there's a divine consciousness
Yeah.
that everybody has
Yeah.
access to. And
So
we
that
all
was
have
their
access to it.
concept.
It's always
and
it's
that's
there.
it. It's called inspiration.
Being in
to
the
us.
spirit.
Inspiration.
Being in the spirit.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Let 'em use you.
Inspiration. I love it. Thank you. You were very enlightening to talk to today. And I want to get more information from you too about that psychiatrist.
Okay, yeah, you got that.
That's
You
very
got that.
important information.
That's the information's free.
Because we need to get up on that.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. And Ron G,
Hey.
tell people where you going to be coming up soon.
I'll be at my mama's house later on.
I like your mama. Tell her I said hi.
My mama's sweet, man. My mom
Yeah.
retired. She actually retired.
Oh,
Is she here?
No, she in South Carolina.
Yeah,
but
that's
she
what I was
retired.
thinking.
But my dad was getting on her nerves, and she went back to work.
Oh, really?
I hear
that
that.
happens a lot.
I hear that.
She was like, I can get paid to be aggravated.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, right,
No, and she
exactly.
went back to work a month later after
Yeah.
she retired. My dad was getting on her nerves. But my family's
I
well.
forgot what it was like being around you so long.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, every Sunday I'm at the Laugh Factory. I host at the Laugh Factory. My website is gorong.com. Last 2 weeks in November, I'm on tour in London, UK. Please go to my website. It has all the dates on it. And follow me on Twitter, comedian RONG. Comedian Ron G.
Comedian Ron G.
Yeah.
Love having you here, honey. You
Thank
going to
you,
be here
babe.
next week?
I should be here.
Can I
All
try
right, we
that?
gotta have him
Comedian Tom D. TOMD.
Tom D. Oh no, Tommy
No, that was
Davidson.
cool.
We
I
like
like
calling
that.
your whole name. I
like
it.
that.
Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Destination Love Life. It's an amazing experience. It's an amazing experience every week here. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can at Destin Love Life, and you can send me an email at destinationlovelife@yahoo.com. And I am the love and relationship editor over at beautycomeforth.com, and that's FORTH.
I hear it all the time.
Yes, you do. And my latest article is called "Let Love In" because a lot of people are blocking love.
You
Tommy,
emotionally
and they don't know
constipated.
why. Constipated. And don't
You need
even
an
realize
emotional
it.
animal.
And you need
Let the
it.
love in.
And it's powerful articles. I love.
Relax
to
your
write the
butt cheeks and let the
articles
love in.
there. Let it in. Yes.
That may be another kind of love.
Stop
you got my
blocking. Stop. Stop blocking the love. Maybe that kind of love you might want to block. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, until next time, we're gonna give a kiss to everybody. We gotta send love. Until next time, everybody. We will see you next week. Bless.
Mwah. And soul.
Love, peace, and hair grease.
Right. Yeah. What she said. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Destination Love Life. This is Margot Hudson. See you next week.
Ron G.
Show.
Bye. Tommy
Peace.
Davidson.
Tommy Davidson.
Ignore the critics just to say we did it. This ain't no fashion show, motherfucker. We live it. Martin, sweet queen Coretta.
Alright, chillins. My name is Homie D. Clown.
Here, Mr. Clown, it's the apple for you.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Look, childrens.
We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.